Hello, friends. Welcome back to another evening of the City of Oshuamp. We are NotGreatRPG. The music's not playing somehow. Give me a second.
It's fine.
We need some murder chants while we're getting the music on.
Murder, murder, murder. Murder, murder, murder. Murder, murder, murder. Red rum, red rum, red rum.
It's on.
Too long.
It should be. Nope. It's not.
Oh, look, we got a red
Killing
rum.
me, Don.
It says it's playing.
You're killing me.
2 weeks in a row, buddy. I'm going to start breaking your legs.
I'll have to go take
Is that retroactive? Because he doesn't have any more to spare.
I mean, that's not my problem.
Two legs. You break the same leg in 2 spots? That's cruel.
We'll introduce ourselves and then I'll go fix it. I don't know why it's not playing. Anyway, I'm always Don, and I play Ether on this one.
Is your new name always?
Yeah.
I mean, technically.
He is always Don.
No,
but he's not, though.
No, he's
No,
not.
we're back.
Yeah, it's not remotely Don.
I'm not always Lawrence, and this week I am in fact not Lawrence, and I play Lumlo.
Shouldn't you always be not Lawrence?
No.
Only sometimes.
I'm just Paul, and I play Felix.
I'm Glenn, and I play Forrest.
I'm Sarah, and I play Ritora.
And I'm DJ, and I play Nesgrim.
Yes, you do. And I'm John, the monster behind the screens that doesn't actually get to have a screen anymore, because I have to have computers.
Those are technically screens.
Yeah, I mean, they have screens built in.
Yeah.
You have 2 screens.
More screens.
We should build those 4 into one DM screen for you.
I would actually be very, very happy with that.
TM.
TM.
Last time we began with Sarah and I having a wonderful expedition into a terrifying ethereal plane filled with smoke and, emptiness and nothingness, and you landed atop while you were still clutching the fangs from the lower half of the mask of the Winter Wolf as you had, attempted to once more save Nesgrim, your wonderfully bonded duty. You had an intriguing conversation with an individual here in this plane, a conversation that you have done your best to relay to your friends as you were transported back, but she reached out to you and confessed that she is Camilla Swiftstride, one of the ancestral progenitors of the Shifter clans that lived out inside of the woods of Narenter, our goodest boy, Forrest.
Forced us to jackal.
Good God, DJ, I'm going to stab you.
I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
Slander.
Yeah, right? Don't you slander our good boy's name. She relayed to you the horrific experiences that she had while she took some of her companions outlaw hunting. They were hunting a diseased, plagued wolf at the northern edges of the woods of Narenter, and found themselves amidst a horrifying series of caverns, and then, again, face to face with a terrifying amalgamation that flayed the flesh from this plagued wolf, the flesh from her companions as their weapons broke and shattered against this creature's flesh, and she, weaponless, attempted to bite him, breaking portions of the frame of the Winter Wolf's mask. As she did this, the poison inside of the creature flooded into her mouth, and she fell to the ground dying, and she remorsefully told you that as she lay there, this thing for some reason honored her by taking mercy and chose to steal her hands and gift her a pair of defiled black claws and remove portion of its own face and sewed it into hers.
Apparently stream is...
Oh, it's back.
We're back. We're gone.
What is happening?
I don't know. That's fine. I'm gonna keep doing the recap. It's being recorded. So Camilla begged you for help, pleaded with you, told you that she is no longer in full possession or control of her own faculties, and that the individual that is speaking to you is utilizing her image and her body against her will, and has asked you for assistance in freeing her, and told you that the first step is free yourself, and then figure out how to free me. So, she scratched into the brand in your hand, freeing you from this transposed state, returning you to the material plane, back in the basement at Seraphina's shop, and... Correct, yes.
Okay.
She took the black claw and scratched into the brand. Returned you to Seraphina's shop. Seraphina quickly kicked you the fuck out because she was like, please stop talking about these horrifying things here in my shop. We never know who is around. We never know if anyone's upstairs. Please get the fuck out right now. Yeah, so we left. We went back to Growlers. We talked to Barry the Bum outside because Barry the Bum's a great man and evidently needs to be here. So Barry the Bum is now here. He tells everyone that they're always watching me because he's a pickpocket and a drunk and a thief. So Barry the Bum's in the campaign. Barry's
Yeah, I get
stab
stabbed a lot.
Yeah, he does. He totally gets stabbed a lot.
Bummy the bear.
Forgot about that.
We once again discuss the ritual that is here to be offered for cleansing Rotora to effectively sever a connection that exists between her soul and the spirit of something else that exists in a plane outside of our dimension. Whew. We return to Christian at the Enchanted Forge, utilize the coded language that was given to Yalumlo by someone inside of the tavern. Christian agreed to go gambling and drinking that night, saying that he would hopefully get lucky. And with you, Mr. Nescar.
God, I knew that was coming.
Welcome me.
The campaign about getting lucky with Nesgrim.
You're the lucky one. I need to
Nothing
start
ever
calling you
happens.
Osador.
Oh, no swamp.
Yeah. We eventually decided, though, that we needed additional funds to be able to be prepared for this expedition out into the fucking cold. Knowing that we were going to be gone for a fair number of days and that we were going to be traversing through some arduous areas and that we simply don't have the money to do it. So what better way than to go to Arthur, the architect, the man who's going to give us a loan. We arrive, we're stopped momentarily en route by a guard outside of the courtyard who does permit us in once we use the phrase, we're here to see the architect, because that is what Arthur had told us previously in, like, episode 5. And as we knocked on the door, we were greeted by an elderly man who introduced himself as Wembley. Wembley. Who permitted us inside and walked us down a hallway. We saw some oil paintings indicating to Ether specifically, as he saw the younger figure of what was obviously Benjamin, simply a few years younger than as Ether has known him, but standing between his two parents, Arthur and Catherine, the Hartwoods. And Wembley took us inside of a small study, said, I'm going to go fetch some tea. Please don't touch any or do anything in here. Nesgrim asks if he can peruse the things, and Wembley insults him, saying that it's rude to go inside of another person's home, and simply just walk around as though you're permitted access to whatever you want. So sit the fuck down and wait for the tea. Yeah, we laughed, we cried, and then Arthur arrived. We didn't actually cry, I'm kidding. Nesgrim will, though. Especially because he's not here right now, and he's going to have to hear this later when he re-listens to the episode. Fuck you, DJ.
DJ. We love you, but fuck you.
Right? Yeah, so Arthur arrives in the door frame, laughing at everyone, and says, hello, welcome, thank you for showing up. I knew I would be seeing you all again. In terms of sequencing, he sits down, pulls out a great ledger, and asks everyone about what they're here for. Ritora offers to bargain with him for some information, which I truly appreciate as a man who just pulled out a porcelain teacup and definitely shook it intentionally in your direction. It's fine. We talked about his earlier expeditions into the mine as a young man. We asked about why he thinks that he was left alive that day. He says that he thinks he was simply not as strong or wanted by whatever it was that was inside of the mines, instead flaying the brothers that were sent from the cathedral and the dwarves that were sent there to retrieve this item that he knows that they were sent out to retrieve. And then we talked about stabbing Ritora, because we, again, wanted information from this man and asked what he wanted in return, and he told Nesgrim to stab Ritora, and he said, tell me why. And
fair question.
Arthur absolutely chided you for contemplating stabbing your friend, even whatsoever in the idea of an experimentation, because she's your friend and that's a life. And as much as you might want to know whether or not this creature defends itself, stabbing her...
I would never stab Ritora.
I said stab her, and you said, That sounded like contemplation in my eyes.
You thought about it.
Yes. And again, you did definitively justify it in a different way and perform the action in a different, less damaging and less threatening way. But nothing occurred.
I made a wisdom save.
I mean, you resisted. That's why nothing occurred.
Gotcha.
And you did briefly, I guess I should clarify, see a condescending smirk stretch over Ritora's face as she winced in pain, almost sarcastically, again goading you and saying, that didn't actually hurt me.
Should have hit her harder.
My God, Arthur's gonna beat you to death.
You definitely should have stabbed her.
Yeah, I should have stabbed her. You're right.
Yeah, so Ritora, confused, looked into the palm,
choose the
saw
wrong
Nesgrim's
white-haired guy,
mother's arm
apparently.
on the snow, reaching into snow, pulling snow apart, looks at another cursed dagger, dream fades, well, vision fades. And Arthur warns the party about how the things that have happened to us persist within inside us, and that not all dreams or nightmares do indeed fade, and that we as people are changed by them. He asks if, while they are out inside of the Fellwood and then into the other reaches inside of Felfar, then if they would please acquire for him additional quantities. Yalumlo picks up on his intention and asks him if there is to be a second ritual, and Arthur says indeed. Yalumlo asks if it is to be for Arthur, and Arthur says, unfortunately, no, and says that Benjamin does not have much time either. And this is where we pick up today, as Arthur shakes his head sorrowfully and says, Benjamin does not have much time either.
Benjamin has also been afflicted by something that requires the ritual.
Yes, unfortunately.
You said, unfortunately, the ritual is not for you.
Mm-hmm. I would rather the ritual be for me than for my son,
It's understandable.
as he is simply still a small boy, in need of, obviously, some assistance.
How long has he been afflicted?
Not long. I'm not sure what happened. Eliza said that he snuck out again a night or so ago, and he was returned to her by one of the brothers of the cathedral. But he came back different. Quiet. He was always such a rambunctious boy when he was still home.
We have met Benjamin. I'm sure we've told you.
Yes, I criticized Ether for how he spoke to him.
Do you know of what Benjamin said to me?
What did Benjamin say to you?
Upon first meeting me, he pointed at me and said, "White bone."
Interesting. No, I did not know.
It seems he's too wise for his age.
Yes,
He sees things that others do not.
as children have that acuity and affinity still for, I suppose you could say their spirits are still quite young and still much more perceptive of others. Some call it imagination. We typically ascribe it as a sight of sorts. And I assume that Benjamin saw something inside of you then?
I assume so.
The white bone? What does this mean?
I'm not sure.
We're still figuring that out, actually.
It seems to be more complicated than a simple explanation.
As most things are in this city, unfortunately not quite clear after one go around.
Can you have multiple goes?
Why couldn't you? Well, I suppose if you died.
Well, that
Well.
depends.
What do you mean?
Point at Nesgrim.
Yes, you're pointing at a friend.
He is on his second chance.
Your friend has died?
Yes.
How did you die?
I got hit in the throat with a sharp object.
Were you in a bar fight, or
I was in a fight, yes.
who were you fighting?
Just a man, and he slashed me in the throat.
Just a man
One of the brothers.
of... Alright.
I imagine that you are not fond of them, as they took your son.
No, not remotely.
Oh, good. Yes, then I got into a fight with a brother.
And his brother, perhaps.
Is there a reason you were not telling me?
People in the city are hard to read sometimes. And I'm still trying to discover who's an ally and an enemy.
Do I present myself as
Absolutely not.
anything other than I literally
Oh.
have invited you into my home to give you all of the things that you require for your expedition into the woods.
Suppose
I
I should
thought
have.
it was fairly obvious, Nesgrim. I would not have pointed out that you died had he not been an ally. That would have not been something I would have brought up with a barkeep or a random passerby.
I would hope not. But
Is he new to the city?
Extremely.
I've
Yes.
been here a few days.
He was farm to tabled, so to speak.
Yes. Yes, he was.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yes, am I to be consumed?
By the sounds of it, yes. The brothers, I think, would be able to manifest something quite interesting with this white bone that you present with. Perhaps an adornment that they would bestow upon one of the brothers and gift to him a title that would be fitting. The brothers are so aptly named. A title that describes their affixes.
Do you know much of these experiments?
A little. Dastardly exchanges. Harvesting of individuals', suppose you could say, inherent abilities. Magical affinities. Tendencies that ascribe themselves to bloodlines or heritages.
They steal their bloodlines somehow.
Oh, yes, for example, your green friend. They would attempt to discern what inside of you makes you the way that you are. Never seen a green man, nor one with such a amphibious visage. But they would attempt to discern that and extract it from you at the cost of your life. But whatever lingering powers exist inside of you would be bestowed through markings onto another. An incredibly intricate form of theft.
I'm glad I told no when I arrived.
As you should. It's good to meet you, though.
You as well.
Paid a fair sum for your head.
For my what?
What?
You paid a fair sum for my what?
Your head?
You ordered me.
Yes?
For what?
And, darling,
Excuse me.
it's good to meet you as well.
Knew it.
Did you not ask why they called me the architect? I design things, not buildings.
Encounters?
Yes, chance encounters that are needed to be pushed, I suppose you could say, in a bit of a distinct direction.
I imagine this means you know something of the prophecy.
Yes, the White Bone Man.
Is it so that you may save your son?
No, that occurred after. I paid for Nesgrim some 10 days ago. Retora about the same.
To what end?
Bring you to the city.
To what end?
There is still a foundation to be built, and you are two integral parts to that. As the prophecy is been updated. But we cannot forget the old important pieces of it. First halves. And you were the, well, you hear of a man who has skeletal wings, and it all just makes sense. Especially when you hear of a girl who is all too eagerly attempting to, stop the spread of the Black Earth.
Who did you hear of me? Who did you buy me from?
Oh, Delawin.
Yeah, huh? No reaction? No, I'm not trying to make you make a wisdom save.
I know.
But did something change to where Delawin is no longer... That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's just you, bud.
Oh.
Like a lock and a key.
Nesgrim was
Right?
Nesgrim was sent by the sisters where he lived.
Oh yes, the acceptance girls.
Retora believes herself to have been run out of her home.
Oh yes,
These procurements of each individual are slightly different.
yes, Delawin said he knew that she would not abandon what she was doing inside of the woods unless she perceived it to be some kind of wickedness. Manifested a transaction.
Was it wicked?
What do you mean, was it wicked? The
Was-
Black Earth?
Was what Retora was doing in...
No, she's a good person. What? She was attempting to stop a terrible thing from spreading inside of the woods. She and Delawin worked together for 20 years. But, well, when we got wind of White Bone growing in Ryak, we knew it was time to call for you, bring you to the city. And so Delawin, suppose you could say, sold you out. And the caravans in Le Lorraine conveniently were only coming to Oshuamp that day. Shucks. Well designed, darling.
You were implying that he knew who she was before you requested her.
Indeed. Yes, I've only been in this position for about 10 years. Assisting with individuals inside of the city. Just watching DJ slowly melt.
It's having like
Just-
an existential crisis.
Everything I know.
What did you pay Delawin? Money or something more?
Delawin? No. Contract was owed. And now his debts are paid.
What did he owe, if you don't mind me asking?
I do. Some things happened with a man some 30-odd years ago, and they need to be cleaned up. Not directly by me. By other individuals who still attempt to call him friend.
Okay.
But he did some things and chose to leave instead of dealing with them. And as I understand it, seems as though you've taken care of those ends.
Imagine that we have.
Appreciated.
Unfortunately, we are dealing with the consequences of that also.
Yes, I assumed that these two things were connected. Are you all right? Seem quite perplexed by this situation.
I fled my home.
You did indeed. You had already left your parents, though, as I understand. And you can do more good for your woods here than there. No matter how much you attempted to stem the tide will continue to ebb and flow. Unless you prevent it from happening at all.
Cut it off at its source.
Indeed.
The men in the cloaks.
Yes.
Are they your men?
What men in cloaks? I mean, I have many men who work at my domain, but what men in cloaks?
The ones who followed me
Followed you?
from the Avith Woods.
I know of no men that have followed you. What has given you the indication that men have followed you? So paranoid that any man in a cloak feels like they're hunting you?
We did have people approaching us when we were inside the orphanage before we shut and locked the door.
Thieves?
Possibly.
Possibly. Again, I do not have men that are tailing your friend.
That teacup you have is very interesting.
Indeed?
Is it a part of a matching set?
Yes.
A gift?
Yes, from Deloin.
I don't think we need to beat around the bush. We know where the teacup came from.
Well, yes.
Family?
We do know about the other holder of a teacup similar.
Yes, I understand. You've killed Desiel. It's fine. I don't understand why you would think I would be perturbed by such a thing.
I figured there was a reason you three had matching teacups.
Yes. Long-standing friends, they considered me a companion of sorts.
But you're... Sorry, keep going.
After all the things that helped Deloin cover, that I have assisted in.
You're long-standing friends, but you're not upset that we've killed Desiel?
No, I understand that Desiel became something horrific and twisted.
Good.
She was not quite herself
No,
at her time of death.
no. Desiel was a much kinder woman when I knew her as a little boy.
Made a much different bargain than whatever occurred between you and Deloin.
Indeed. And he shakes the teacup. I keep this as a remembrance that things can break, and he shatters the teacup.
Was it
Very
empty?
true.
Was it empty?
Tough situations require different actions by different people.
Yes. Understand your metaphor for Desiel. Something broke her. I chose to break the teacup, but sometimes people are not broken by their own will. Sometimes external forces break them. You need to be aware of this. And he begins to push the shards of the teacup back together. And you watch as he just holds his hand over and it begins to reform. Not all things that are broken stay broken. Some of us possess powers, magics, to restore them. But not all things can be so easily repaired by simple magics. Some things require, and as he lifts his hands, you can see that there are shards in his palm. Some require blood.
Sacrifice.
Yes. Sometimes we must surrender to something greater than us to be able to escape its grasp. He just slowly begins to pull the pieces of porcelain out of his palm, placing them on the side of the table, right by the mostly put together teacup. As for the things that you've requested, as I said, they are to be gathered and they will be delivered to you discreetly at Growlers overnight.
Thank you.
Of course, all debts shall be paid.
We appreciate your time, as well as your resources, your
Understood.
willingness to aid us in this fashion.
Of course. And I appreciate you choosing to assist Benjamin.
Of course.
And you can see that his hand still is like just dripping blood from the areas in the palm where the porcelain had cracked through his skin.
Oh,
Can I?
either
Can you what? Do you wanna? That's up to you, dude. Like,
I would if I could.
Let me make sure I have a lay on hands and I can pop one to heal his hand up. I sure do.
it's up to you.
I'm gonna heal his hand.
You approach him.
Yes, and say, can I?
Yeah.
And hold my hand out.
Can you what?
Heal your hand.
I do appreciate it, sir, but again, not all nightmares leave us. And I am a man that chooses to keep his scars.
Fair enough.
But I appreciate the concern.
Could I offer you a bandage, perhaps? That will not cure it, but if you wish to disguise it temporarily.
No, there's no need to disguise.
Fair enough.
I have no cause to hide my scars.
Of course. I apologize again for the way I spoke to Benjamin.
Just a boy. A troubled boy. Remember that? He is living, breathing right before us and needs to be cared for, not treated as a tool.
Of course.
Thank you.
What did you hope Ratora and I would accomplish by bringing us here?
There are, as I understand, as it has been explained to me, instances of this prophecy failing previously. And it seems that the stains on the world perpetuate, cyclical. This prophecy is a foretelling of individuals who will be there to remedy that situation.
To break the cycle.
One could say that, yes. And I do pray that you are these individuals. Seems that you have been brought here by things that have happened in your life, and, well, the two of you needed a bit more of a push, and I was fine with paying. And no, Nesgrim, I don't actually want your head.
I appreciate that.
I knew you would.
I'm gonna mutter to myself as quietly as I can, you can try. As quietly as humanly possible.
For stealth, you fuck.
Who are you sitting next to?
He's sitting next to me.
I mean, he also stood up and came back over, offered to
did
heal
he?
his
Yep.
hand.
Never
So
mind.
I would
Yeah,
say
he
you're
was next
doing
to
this
me.
as you're, like, taking a step back. Roll for stealth, dude.
Please.
I'm not going to give you the disadvantage on traditional stealth because this is not about moving with your heavy armor.
Appreciate that.
You just go for it.
Please reward me for my hubris. I have been punished for my hubris!
You can try!
Just don't even understand what your hubris is about in this moment.
Nope, I don't
But-
understand.
Let's hear it.
He just screams.
2.
That's what I said.
He's just screaming it as he walks
Do you make eye contact while you say it? Like,
I assume he heard me.
Yeah, make a wisdom save.
I was gonna follow it up with just kidding, but it might be too late. Oh, thank God. Oh, it's not good, but it's not what I thought it was. That's an 12.
A 12. So you watch as this man, who has just obviously been playing with the blood in his hand, says that. You turn, take a step back, and say, you can try. And he just opens his hands. Now, when blood begins to congeal from warmth, you can see, like, the strands of the areas in which it stretches out from his fingers. Yeah, it looks like gelatinous. And he just extends his bloody hand in your direction and just says the word, sit. And you have to sit down.
I sit down.
Good boy.
I was only kidding. I do not wish for you to take my head, or try to. I do that sometimes where I say dumb things and...
I think he would succeed.
He would, I'm sure.
Nesgrim, told you to stab your friend and you considered it. I know all too well that you say some dumb things.
I did not mean any offense. I was just...
This is 2 times that I have seen this in a very short interaction with you, sir. And you're supposed to keep her safe. Don't let your hubris guide you. Let your care for your friend guide you.
That's a fair...
Or else the command will not be sit next time.
Again, I apologize for my hubris.
Understood. I do enjoy having paid for you. Fucking worthless.
Bad investment.
I was dead on arrival.
I have a structured skeleton, but I need bones now.
Call J.G. Wentworth. 877 bones now.
Yeah, so he just kind of like leans back. Obviously, he looks like he's chuckling. If there is anything else, though.
I'm just gonna awkwardly stand up.
I do have a question for you.
Of course.
What do you know about the well poisoning?
The well poisoning? Hypocritical story. Contradictions. A farce to disguise the expedition that the dwarves returned from. Bearing the plague from the creature that infected them. I fled and was on the caravan with them as they returned. There were very few dwarves who were brought back. Most had been flayed. And only one brother returned to accompany them. Was not an easy or safe journey, as they were mostly dead and I had to pull the cart back. Could have left them in the snow, and probably should have, but younger Arthur was, suppose you could say, a bit more benevolent and optimistic, despite my upbringing.
So, were the riots your first design?
No. The riots were not something that I designed. The riots were something that I participated in. Was fortunate to escape with my life. Able to buy my way through some of the guards. Had recently just returned with some gems. And I was able to escape. The greatest regret I have, other than losing Benjamin, is not being able to afford to pay for the lives of all of those poor people in North slums. Especially Clark's parents.
Thank you.
Of course. Why do you ask about the riots?
For Clark.
Yes, we've not told him that his parents died in the way that they did. Poor boy. He's only, maybe 9, 10. Quite sick with the rot. Corin did everything he could to help him. Was able to keep him alive, but withered and feeble. So very prone to injury now, sadly. I'm sure that's why you've seen the arm. Can barely lift much of his own.
He seems to be fairly successful considering his injuries.
Yes, Clark maintains his storefront in North Slums, and I make sure he doesn't go needy.
It's very kind of you.
All connected, as designed. You'll understand that the architecture here in Oshuamp is not just one layer. There are many deeper things here, by design. I ask you to not tell Clark that his parents were burned and hanged. Please.
I will not.
It would incite in him an anger that I fear would have him blaspheme in public and have the same thing that happened to Corin happen to Clark. And he is a good man. Sometimes peace of mind is the maintenance of ignorance.
More valuable than truth.
Sadly. Though truth is very valuable in its own way, as Catherine and I came to understand. It is important that Benjamin survives.
We'll make sure we get the herbs And the
Please.
gems.
Thank you.
Question for the DM.
Correct.
We have encountered the name Catherine before. We know of the name Catherine somehow, right?
Yeah, it's Catherine Hartwood.
Yeah, that's his wife.
But we had a connection to her before, like, we had a connection with the name Catherine before
Carolyn, I
this.
think.
Carolyn is Corin's wife.
Yeah.
That's, okay. That's what I'm... Gotcha. I was connecting Catherine to the orphanage.
Yeah, it's fine. Comparable sounding names, Catherine, Corin, Carolyn. I understand. That I'm fine with clarifying. No problem.
Perfect.
Hmm?
When you returned from the mines,
Mm-hmm.
something came back with you.
Yes.
Are you currently afflicted as well?
My strength has, I suppose you could say, kept me mostly intact. But, and he just kind of strokes his hair and then his beard. At a price.
So I'm standing like by the door, relatively not close to him, but closer than as if I was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Does he smell like the rot?
Doesn't smell like the rot. I'll tell you that outright. He does not have that odor on him. He has the odor of incredibly strong perfumes comparable to what you know Lady Hartwood wore. Like, very...
Like he's masking.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Where I'll give you the indication that, like, you would obviously associate that there is an intention and a purpose for this. It's well masked. Again, by design. But yeah, he strokes his hair and strokes his beard. As I said, some scars I don't hide. He used to be much more handsome.
And you don't fear for Benjamin to grow up without a father?
I do, but Benjamin's the priority, as is your friend. I sincerely doubt there would be,
Enough for 3.
Yes.
Understood.
If you
Part of why I needed to keep Benjamin separate.
If we did find enough for 3,
If you can. I would be astounded.
I mean,
But I would be quite indebted to you.
we'll be out in the woods anyway. Won't hurt to look.
Gather what we can.
Yeah.
Even if there's not enough for a third, perhaps close enough that you could acquire the rest through
Yeah.
other means.
Some of the gems are not a problem. The herbs are more of an issue.
Of course. How many friends do you have?
Several.
5? 10?
There are, suppose you could say, individuals that, Corin had been utilizing that, could stand in tow.
Very well.
if you did withstand what was in the mines, you say that it did not want you, and that may be true, but you still must be strong considering you are alive, scarred or not.
I am alive because I was weak, and I understand that. I have spent 12 years working to no longer be weak, despite my now, frailties imposed upon me.
We all have frailties.
We do.
Strength is what you make it.
Indeed. And I hope you are all strong out in those woods.
Hope so. For my sake, at least. Seems I may be the one most...
At risk to die,
Yes,
one could put it that way.
given that I've died and been knocked out before.
You plan to fight like a snowman, Nesgrim?
I might win that one.
I don't even know.
We
Just follow me.
We
well.
need not keep you longer. If there's nothing else you need of us, I imagine you are a busy man.
Yes, but again, I am here if needed.
If you wouldn't mind, if I could have a word with you,
Sure. Privately?
preferably.
Understood.
I would speak with you of a private matter as well, but if you would permit me to communicate otherwise, then
Yes, of course.
we could do so now.
Very good.
And into his mind, you said that we were not permitted to tell your wife of your son's safety. I asked because she seems in distress, and I only wish to ease that burden. I understand that there is a concern about her current state of being. I don't suppose there is anything that could be told to her.
My fear is that the sisters work at the behest of some leader, and that this leader does not take all simply to survive, but that some are, suppose you could say, debts to be paid to the sanctum.
Your wife does seem to be in some opposition to the power structure that she is now under. She has invited us to a feast near the end of the month.
I would very much like to attend this feast.
Sure that that could be arranged.
Thank you, friend.
Additionally, was hoping to acquire one item beyond what we've already discussed, a sleeping draught of sorts, in case it is needed for...
All right. Well, can't provide a draught, but you watch as he just kind of leans over to a drawer and he opens it. Huh? And he pulls out a very small, you can see like a cracked, like light emerald colored gemstone. Could imbue, and when shattered, if that is sufficient.
Yes, that would be sufficient.
Very good, yeah. I mean, you all know he's speaking to Yalamlo in his mind. You see him lean over, pull out a small gem, and you watch as he just holds his hand over it and casts a spell. And you watch as the magic imbues itself into this gem. And he tosses it at you.
I'm gonna put it in my pouch.
Very good.
If it is at all possible, my friend Seamus was put out with the collapse of the Loggers Guild. I would gladly incur whatever debt is needed to see him well taken care of.
Yes. The loggers are integral to the survival of many of the homeless here in Oshuamp. But I will speak with Seamus and the other loggers. And instead of incurring debts, I suppose we'll find another way.
Understood? And out loud I will say, thank you again for your time.
Well, of course, friends. And, Ritora, if you would like to stay for a moment, Wembley? Is there, I was right here the whole time. And he just kind of immediately just shuffles out into the door frame. All right, come on.
I'm just shooting daggers at him.
Yeah,
I haven't forgot
know.
that I don't like this dude.
It's fine.
Lead the way, please.
I could probably beat you up too.
I think he would win, Neskrim.
Oh, I want to say it.
Don't do it.
Oh, I want to say it.
You just hear Arthur just chuckling. Oh, Wembley.
If
He
you
was a
speak-
fighter in his younger days, and that mentality hasn't really left him.
Unfortunately, his muscles have.
Best there was. Yeah, Arthur just chuckles at that. Not a bad joke, Neskrim.
Thank you.
Your tea is going to be drugged next time.
I will never drink tea again.
You just see Wembley just kind of rocking back and forth, making loose boxing gestures. Come on.
It was nice meeting you, Arthur.
Of course.
Thank you, Arthur.
Thank you.
Thank you all, and
Until next time.
yes, I will do my best to keep things safe in your absence, and I hope to see each of you again. Together. You'll all follow Wembley out into the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So long.
Wembley.
Just in case the Hobbit song comes on, I'll just turn that over. Just be preemptive this time.
I'm just gonna let you all go take a pee. After you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How can I help you, dear? Concerns?
I have
Voices?
voices.
Yes.
I have lost my control
Yes.
of myself. Right now, I am really of no use to my companions. At best. At worst, I am a danger to them. I was wondering if I could acquire a sedative.
And you just see him just kind of smile. Yes. Yes, you could. Happy to oblige. You see him lean over to his drawer. Seems your friend, Yalumlo has similar senses of preservation and protection. If it comes to it, know that your friends did not ask, and you watch as he holds his hand over and blatantly does it in front of you. Your friends want to protect you as well.
I don't know if that will work.
No?
I gestured to my...
True. Forgive me. Poultice would probably be more apropos. I'll send letter to Seraphina.
Thank you.
Of course. You watch as he puts the gem back in. Very honorable of you to do the right thing. And I would tell your friend Yalimlo not to waste the gem on you.
I will be sure to do that. If I do not make it back, I assume we will have enough for you and your son.
We'll see. I hope that your friends are successful.
How many others are there?
Like us?
Yes.
Several. Unfortunately, Adrian was permitted far too long to linger in the city. Not all brands, though, were passed through that dagger of yours. Some had far too many visions and, well, the stain of that plane, instead of marking Adrian, marked others. As I said, I would like to give Catherine peace.
I hope we can find it for her.
As do I, as it is owed to her for the many years of suffering she has had.
As I said, if there's any questions I can answer to you, I would be happy to do so, but it seems you know more about me than I do.
Has it been worth it? Leaving home, meeting who you have met, doing what you've done.
Perhaps. My life was simple before.
I am sorry to have robbed that from you.
It was a choice I made.
Yes. Much as I might have designed an encounter, you still did flee.
Deloin?
Not the best man, but as with most men, troubled, trying to do what they can. Sending the dirt for further study, ensuring that the dirt that reached the Avith stems from the same source. And the concern that whatever this creature is in this cave is growing is something that we can't, suppose, go without attempting to address. I fear that whatever it was 12 years ago that flayed those dwarves made it stronger. And that you did your best with him to halt its spread in the Avith, and that your efforts were not wasted.
That is reassuring.
Yes. Ideally with Deloin's input, your research, and the understandings of what is going on here in the city, perhaps there is hope that we will be able to someday find weapons that can work on that creature.
Hopefully we can learn more.
For what it's worth, dear, I am sorry that you were called to this.
I still don't understand why it was me. But
You made a choice,
there's no going back now.
unfortunately.
My life there is past. And it seems my goals have changed.
And he gestures to his hair, as of mine. I was once a poor boy, desperate to be rich. And now, well, despite all these riches, I've never felt so poor or lonely in my life. My boy was gone for years, and my wife has become something I can't welcome home any longer. It was not worth it. Not for all these gems. I would rather use them now for something much better.
I'll extend my hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's wrapped
Yeah.
up.
He extends his hand and he shakes your hands. You'll be fine.
I hope so.
As do I.
It's hard to be optimistic, but I'll do my best.
Courage. You've already been quite courageous. I have faith in that.
If there's nothing else you need from me, I'd best be meeting up with my companions.
No.
Seems we have quite the journey ahead of us.
Yes, you do.
Bring them in.
Head out into the hallway.
Yep. Pocket that, or not, I guess I didn't get anything from him.
Yeah, he told you it'll be delivered to you discreetly.
I need help.
We just got bested by Smaug.
If you just tripping and shit.
Went back into the room, pointed at Smaug, and went.
You don't know where I'm going.
Promptly tripped. I'm the worst.
DJ Classic.
I just wanted to make sure he didn't like make a beeline for the door.
I mean,
Like
then
a feline for the door.
Ooh,
even if he had, we
Like
would
a-
Welcome, everyone.
like a cat burglar.
have gotten him.
The Hobbit song come up?
No,
Fuck.
not this time.
Yeah, so I mean, only about a moment or so goes by as Wembley is standing here with you all in the hallway as he walks you back towards the front door. I don't know if there's anything you guys would want to ask Wembley on the way to the door. If not, I'll hop Retora back out and rejoin you.
Wembley,
Yes.
how do you keep the flowers so bright?
The
This time of
lilies.
year.
Mr. Arthur's got magic. Shiny flowers.
Shiny flowers. I like that.
Yeah.
Must do it with his magic fingers.
Like yours.
Oh, I used to be a fighter. I could have been a contender.
They called me Magic Fingers.
That was my fighting name. Wembley the Magic Fingers. I just gouge him in the eyes and then punch him.
My God.
I would literally say, "You see these magic fingers?" And they'd look at him and I'd poke them in the eyes.
It's really quite a good strategy, actually.
It is. Hey, Esgrim. Have you seen these magic fingers?
Look out, Nesgrim. He goes for the throat.
The eyes.
I'm tempted to headbutt him. So tempted to headbutt him.
That's good. Kill Arthur's butler after you insult an old bunch. That's good.
That's assuming you would kill him.
Right?
Very good.
My money's on the butler.
Ether, quick question for you.
Sure.
When you leave the city, are you checked on your way out or only when you come in?
Typically, I mean, when you leave, they just take a general glance at you. And
Sure.
I mean, even when you return, it's not like you're checked and that you're immediately, like, taxed.
Yeah. Especially me.
Yeah. Like, it's more from both of your experiences, I would say. There's just a pass, and they
Sure.
know that you return.
I mean,
Okay.
I do not get searched. You'll get searched.
I'm thoroughly.
Just you.
Oh,
Cavity search.
Thoroughly.
Gotta get pegged.
Oh, my.
Into the tent.
You will somehow say too much to the guards.
I will not talk.
You say that.
You've said that before.
We have
I-
gone through this before.
I will do my best to not speak, as I don't wish to incriminate
I'll
myself.
believe it when I see it.
I think if you don't speak, that might be bad too.
We arrived at the door.
Yeah, you're here at the door with Wembley. And you hear the door behind you, and Retora steps out into the hallway.
Ether, I think it's best we stop by your shop.
Okay. Not much there.
Nothing there.
But I think what is there we should grab, if there's anything left.
All of my bones.
Hmm.
Sure.
No. That is my product, Nesgrim.
Magic fingers.
Let's step outside.
Okay.
Just pushes the door open.
It was nice meeting you.
Green.
Thank you again for the tea,
Man.
Wembley.
Yeah, of course.
Thank
Until
you.
next time,
Thank
Wembley.
you.
I stirred the tea with my fingers.
Your magic fingers, and it was very good.
Let me use some strong hand.
That was obvious. We should have known that.
Yeah, that was
that's,
coming.
that's on everybody to drink tea.
I'm fine with it.
Right? I like this man. Yeah, he starts licking his
I mean,
finger.
he lit the candle with his fingers.
Have a good one.
Thank
I'll
you.
step outside.
Bye, Wembley.
I love you most. That's
Maybe fine.
And he closes the
Take my coin!
Ether, I meant, is there anyone on the street?
You guys are in the courtyard. The courtyard is empty. You just hear Wembley just chuckling, and it grows ever more echoey and distant in the distance.
Yalumlo, do you mind?
Sure. In your head.
Yeah. I'll just give you that. I can keep.
I meant
There it
the
is.
the weapons that...
I got it. I
Good.
knew what you meant.
Sorry, I wasn't sure that you did.
No, I did.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Don't say it.
that should happen.
Of course.
You guys
Good.
head back south towards Aether's tent.
Are we passing by the forge going that way?
The Enchanted Forge
Yeah.
or Ulog's?
The Enchanted Forge.
No, that's east.
Okay.
You were also told that he'll meet you later.
Not now, later?
No,
Okay.
he said tonight.
Tonight.
I think it's
Mhm.
best we head to your shop last.
Okay. Meaning on the way out?
Yes, after my armor's repaired and we pick up our equipment.
Sure, your armor will be repaired.
I
Sure.
hope.
Okay.
Where you guys go?
I guess back to Growlers?
That is where the items will be. What time of day is it?
Early evening now,
So we should be
4 or 5 p.m.
turning in fairly
Yeah,
soon.
because I mean, you
Grabbing
guys,
dinner and
you
turning
two
in to get
know
up
that
early.
you want to be leaving like 5 a.m. tomorrow,
Yeah.
first light.
Imagine we should be turning in fairly soon, so that we can get an early start on
Yes.
the expedition.
First light.
Assuming that Christian is able to take care of your armor this evening.
Yeah. I guess we'll spend some time at Growlers waiting for the equipment and then speak to Christian afterward.
Sure.
I do need to go speak with Clark.
In the north.
You'll be alright on your own.
I don't think that's true.
We could run there with him briefly and then head to Growlers. Should not take too much time. It has not snowed recently.
Do you need company?
The answer is yes.
Yes. Nelsgrim. Yes.
The answer has always been yes.
Fair enough.
Sure.
Perhaps Forrest and I could get back to Growlers.
Sure.
Yeah, we can walk with Felix, sure.
I could start preparing our items if they show up early. Perhaps ready dinner. A nice hearty feast for us before we leave.
Mm-hmm. Your last meals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's the plan.
Ready to go?
It may be best if I go back
To Growlers.
to Growlers as well.
Sure. So it'll be Nesgrim and Felix
And Ether.
and Ether
Don't
going
fight
to
anything.
Clark.
I will do my best not to.
I don't trust you.
Ether will
I
not
will
let
You
me.
almost fought Arthur in his office.
I will take care of it.
I wasn't
if
trying to
I-
fight him.
That is why
Ether.
I am going.
Be sure that Nesgrim doesn't say anything to Clark that would upset him.
Oh, he is not going inside.
It is only that I care for
I will
this
let
man.
Felix go in on his own. He and I will stay outside and watch the door.
Very well. It's just that I care for this man. Clark means a great deal to me, and I would be very upset if I found out that someone were very rude to him.
He's a good man. Does not deserve rudeness in any way.
I've always been nice to him before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It is
come on,
very
let's
well
go.
appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
3 of you be safe.
Okay.
You as well.
And you guys start traversing, since you would be going southeast to Growlers and northeast towards North Slums, you guys begin walking east towards the Statue of the Watchers together, and this is where you would separate to go northeast, and the other party goes southeast. And we're going to take a break.
Ooh. We'll be back momentarily, friends. And we're back.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
So yeah, we're gonna pop back into the action now.
Yeah, very good. So the three of you are standing outside of the Pond Man in Slums North, having successfully passed through. No issues en route, parted with your friends, knowing that they are en route to Growlers.
Cool.
Who's at the gate?
For the guard for North Slums. A very tall, bald man.
Oh, damn it.
With a lighter brown beard, light blue eyes. Very, very muscular. And a pair of X tattoos underneath his eyes.
Oh my god.
That's not good.
Okay. Do I know him?
I don't know, do you know Mason? The guard? I don't remember if he's on your list. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep
I don't
my
think
head
I have
down.
a list of guard names. I think you were just telling me every
Cool.
so often
Yeah,
if I did.
you don't know Mason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just keep my head down as we walk up.
Yeah, he's quiet.
Evening.
Good morning.
Just getting up.
Yes, I have a late shift
It's a tough shift.
till dawn.
It's a tough one. I imagine you see some strange things at night.
No, no one walks around at night.
Right.
Do you want something?
We would like to pass into North Slums for a brief step in, if you do not mind.
Do you have passes?
Of course. I'll flash my pass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And pulls the lever and you see the portcullis raise.
Thank you. We should not be long.
That's fine, I still have to close the gate.
I know.
And closes the portcullis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, now you guys traverse over to Clark's and you're standing in front of the shop.
I will be brief.
That's
Okay.
fine. We're going to stay outside.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Goodbye, you two.
Yep. Goodbye.
Yeah, you step inside. You can see that Clark is kind of starting to close things down for the evening. You can see that he's pulling like the curtains for the few windows that are here. He's, walking around, his arm's still in a sling. And he just turns as the door opens and he hears the little chime ring and he looks over. Oh, Felix, my good friend, of course. Welcome back.
How are you?
I'm all right, Felix. What brings you in today?
I will be journeying outside the city, and I'm afraid I have some information for you, but I was not able to gather as much as I thought I would be able to.
It's all right, Felix. It's only been a few days. Tell me what you found out.
So, from my understanding, Katie doesn't know much.
Okay.
Iris believes it be well poisoning. No, I'm assuming nobody else is in the shop, correct?
No.
Okay. Was staged, and Arthur all but confirmed it. Was to distract from the dwarves that came back.
Yes.
Diseased. My understanding is that there was no well poisoning.
Yes, I've understood. Suspicious, but I'm afraid I feel like the other people inside of the guild are trying to protect me from knowing. It's all right though. I know that it's something that is I suppose you could say a good kept secret here in Slums North, but it was always suspicious that they broke one well and guarded the other. If the well poisoning was related to the guards, as people here in the north thought, didn't do much to quell the people's suspicions to gate off the well, but we couldn't really rise up against them. We knew what happened.
It was an act, if I understood what the others told me.
Yes. Thank you, Felix. I do appreciate it. Is there anything else I can help you with?
As I will be journeying out with my friends, I will not be able to continue to investigate further until I am back.
I understand. That's all right. As long as you know that you are always welcome here. As for the money, though, I gave you the 10 as an advance, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 days' work? Well, times are hard, and I would ask for at least some of that back to me, and it will be here for you if you return and do have an interest in continuing to work.
Of course, and I'll open up my little pouch,
Mm?
take out 6 pieces of gold.
Thank you, Felix. He just takes his left hand and he reaches out from near his, the sling for his right arm. You can see he pockets it. I do appreciate all that you've done for me over the last few days, and know that the others who are here to try to keep light in the city appreciate what you've been assisting with as well. And if you need anything, he genuinely gestures around with like a sincere sense of earnesty. But as you look around, it's rags. It's tattered clothing. Things are, ripped and stitched together. He's worked a lot of clothes back and forth. I don't think I can offer you much that would really be very helpful out in the deeper cold.
I may not need these anymore, and I'll kind of, I guess I would keep them rolled at my side. I'll remove it from my side and hand him light leather. Pair of light leather for the chest and legs.
Oh, you don't need it at all?
No.
All right.
It should fetch a good price.
Yes. And he reaches towards his pouch.
For you.
It's worth more than the 6 gold that you've given me, though, Felix.
Take it.
Reaches out with his one arm and just kind of like pushes out from the sling with his other and lets it rest on his palm.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, my friend. I'm sure one of the younger children who will be able to use this. And stay safer. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you soon, hopefully.
Yes, Felix, I hope so. I've never really gone north of the walls. I know very little, but I can tell you that even the loggers only traverse into the southern parts of the Velvet. The further north you go, the darker it will get, and the more your shadows will even feel like danger to you.
Good to know. And I'll outstretch my hand. I guess it would have to be my left.
Yeah, because he shakes
Shake
your
his
left
hand.
hand with his. Sorry. Ideally, only a few more weeks. And it'll hopefully be back to what it was. Yeah, as you shake his hand, you can feel, not only is it like that awkwardness in terms of a non-dominant hand, you can feel he's very weak and frail.
Very weak and frail.
Yeah. Thank you, Felix. I'll look for you when you return.
Indeed. See you soon, friend.
You're good.
I will exit the shop.
I'm gonna have you pop out, because you guys will walk back, and I'll have the others come in for now.
All right.
So
I'll make
he's
a note.
on. I'm bringing you guys back in just for a second because
Okay.
he's in, does his conversation. I don't know if there's anything you two would want to say while you're out here waiting. If not, I would have the three of you begin your journey back to Growlers.
Okay. Just briefly, I'll say to Nesgrim.
You can stay because
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna come
Yeah.
right back out anyway.
When we are out there, please stick close to me.
I will. I will defer to your expertise. Clearly, I have none.
Myself or Vorst has spent a lot of time out there as well. I don't know how many years he was out there, but I have seen a lot of things in at least a small area. I am familiar with at least a majority of the terrain and how to move about and ways to not be seen and not be tracked, so
Yes,
be
like
careful.
I will defer to your expertise. If once we cross those gates, I'm aware I can be obstinate at times.
That's a word for it.
Once we're beyond the walls, I will behave.
Very good. I trust you.
I hope to prove that that trust was not misplaced.
I hope so.
You hear the door open and the bell chime lightly, and Felix steps back out.
Are we ready?
If you
Yes.
are, yes.
I'll begin to walk towards
Off
the
we
gate.
go.
Yeah. You guys go back towards the gate. You see it's obviously still the same man.
Mm-hmm.
All done.
Indeed.
We are.
Passes. Thank you. I know I just saw you, but you pull the lever and you see the portcullis begin to ascend. Gotta make sure that it's still fine.
Of course, we could have sold them or have them stolen or something. I completely understand.
Hmm? Yeah. You guys pass through and return to West Slums and start to walk down towards Growlers.
Mm-hmm.
As we do, I will ask them both. So, what do you guys like to eat?
I usually stick to simple things, but I hunt when I am out there. I am a reasonable cook. I make use of all of the animal that I can when I hunt. Learned from my parents.
But other than what you hunt, no favorite.
Not in particular. Food is something that I enjoy the act of preparing, in the sense that it honors the creature that I have slain, but it is simply an outlet for me to do what I must when I am out there.
Can you make shepherd's pie?
We don't have an oven, Nesgrim, so no, we have snow.
Damn.
You could perhaps order that at the tavern before we leave.
I like shepherd's pie.
I hope they're making stew.
Sure.
We will have some stew when we are out there. When we hunt, I can do that.
I'm gonna put stew on my shepherd's pie.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna get
I'll
actual
just
shepherd.
I'll smile at that.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys doing anything else? I mean,
Just
No,
just
yeah,
walking
just
while we're
walking back.
talking.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Swap.
You got it.
No.
Bourgeoisie.
Very good. Yeah. You guys walk down the central part of Slums West. The area that you guys know as Guards Highway.
About what time of day is it again?
Dusk, around like 5, 6 p.m. I mean, it's starting to get darker, so I mean,
Is
the
it
early parts of
Starting
twilight.
to snow, or is it kind of clear?
Still clear.
Right.
Yeah. Like flakes, but nothing drastic. I will tell you that you, as a very attuned man, can kind of smell on the air that, like, it's going to snow a little bit more later, but not really sure to what severity or strength. But we make our way back towards the front of Growlers.
Mm-hmm.
You have the key.
Got the key. I'm gonna
Yeah.
unlock the door. Is Barry still there?
Hmm?
Is Barry still there?
Barry is still outside, just sitting.
Oh, that's right. He's hanging on for dinner.
Hmm. Yeah, he's waiting. He's trying to get some scraps. Yeah. Yeah. You
Unlock the
test
door.
the door. You feel that it's locked. You know about this time of day. Usually, I would tell you that it feels strange that it's locked. Usually, this is around the time where things open up for dinner.
It's a little late for them to still be.
Correct.
Alright.
Yeah, but you unlock it, and you can see that inside, as you guys step in, you can see that the majority of the tables are pushed together in one very long, like 20 by 20-ish, obviously not that full dimension, but like maybe 15 by 15, long rectangular table.
Making like a great wall or a great hall table.
Yeah, effectively. You can see that the chairs have been pushed up together. You see Luna and Grace pushing chairs up, and as you unlock the door, Luna just looks over in your direction. Just, who the fuck? Oh! Forced! Oh, the key! That's right, you have a key.
Yes.
Hey, everyone.
Good evening, Luna.
Yeah, they told us that you guys were gonna need, like, a big dinner.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys are
Going out.
probably go die in the woods or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
They will.
I mean, I don't want Forrest to die in the woods.
I won't.
We'll keep him
Make
safe.
sure that he makes it back at the
Okay.
very least.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make sure I get back at the very least.
Thank you. I don't want to wipe tables.
Sure.
I'll fucking die. I'd rather die. Just.
Do you need any assistance preparing dinner?
No.
Gathering supplies, maybe?
Apollo! And you just watch as she turns and just yells towards the back, and you just see the door like open behind the counter, and you just see your little friend standing there with a big old basket of like long loaves of like French baguette style bread. Luna, I got the bread. I got all the bread. I did it. I did all the bread. I made all the bread. It's buttery. It's very buttery. And Luna just looks over. Apollo.
Yes. Hello?
And he just looks over and he just kind of like holds the basket with one arm and like almost loses it. Just, oh shit.
Do you need help with that?
Yeah, please.
Did you save me a burnt one?
Uh-huh. And he just
favorite.
kind of reaches down in and he just pulls this little like, the like crescent dinner rolls. It's like super dark brown. I did it. And he drops the basket. Oh, I did it!
Can I catch the basket?
Yeah, you can like be hurrying over and you catch the basket and like it just falls into your hands. It's really not heavy at all.
Yeah.
It's maybe like 5 pounds. It's bread.
Yeah.
And he just looks up at you. Lady. Hi.
Hi. I'm not much.
I made bread.
Looks delicious.
Buttery bread.
Mm-hmm.
Luna likes the buttery bread. I like the buttery bread. It's very
I
good.
think most people do.
Uh-huh.
Carry the bread over to the table.
Yeah, you start to watch the bread over.
So you're preparing for the feast tonight?
And he just like hurries over to you like the same like wide-legged childish shuffle. Just hands you like this
Take
little
my
crescent dinner roll. I'm a good boy.
I'm gonna eat that later. Do you need any help setting up for tonight?
Bowls.
Need
Lots of
bowls?
bowls. And plates. Do you guys eat with your hands? Stew?
Not no.
Definitely not stew.
No? Oh, Luna. Apollo, we have spoons. You know we have spoons. I like spoons. That's good. Okay. They can use the spoons? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they use the spoons? They're our friends. Spoon friends. No, don't say that. Okay, I'm very sorry.
Boris, would you like to show me where?
Oh, if you want to stay here,
Everything
I can go downstairs and go grab the good plateware.
I can help if.
Yes, perhaps
Not a trouble.
if the two of you want to assist with setting up dinner, I have something I'd like to take care of beforehand. And Vorst, perhaps after dinner we can speak. I have something I'd like to speak to you about before we venture out into the woods.
Absolutely. Team planning. I understand.
Very well.
So, two of you go back towards the kitchen. Little Apollo leading you. Call me Apollo, please.
Okay.
You got it.
Thanks. I like to be called Apollo.
Okay. Apollo.
Uh-huh.
You keeping that gem safe?
Ah!
That's not safe.
He just pulls it out and, like, you can see pulls the chain to the max extent where, like, it tugs at his neck a little bit. Oh, God! Yeah, real safe.
Keep it nice and tight.
I can make stew.
I'm very excited.
Oh, not here. Shouldn't make stew here. There's a big pot. I gotta make the stew in the pot.
Go make the stew. We'll go get the plates and such.
Uh-huh. I gotta go. He just runs over towards the kitchen, and you go over to the area in which you know that there's like a cabinet back by the counter in which all the utensils and plates and things are kept. You go back over in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yalamlo, would you be heading upstairs?
Yeah, I'd be going to my room.
Okay, yeah.
Do you notice the vacate?
I mean,
Probably. Yeah, I mean, either way.
yeah, I would have you guys bounce for a moment. And then I'll bring you
Look
guys
at the
back
plates!
as you guys are grabbing plates and spoon and
To
you...
the plates!
Mm-hmm. Spoon friends. Friend spoons. Dun, 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 dun. Cool. You head upstairs towards your room. Pop your key in. And return inside.
Well, I would step into the room and kind of take a deep breath and look around.
Mhm.
Quiet up here.
Very quiet.
Nobody really staying upstairs outside of us and the party.
Correct.
And the only ones in the building are downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I would pull the gem from its pouch and sit down on the edge of the bed
Mm-hmm.
and look into the gem.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Iris said that you are some sort of patron? Do not suppose that you would be willing to speak to me in any sort of way?
You're staring at this small turquoise gem in your hands. You can see that as you speak to it, as you utilize the word patron, you can see that same ambient pale blue light kind of resonate out as though that same like film that you can see glows out from the perimeter of the surfaces and edges in the stone itself. Because again, this is not like a clean cut stone. And as you say the word patron, it glows very briefly. And with that pulsation, you hear the word echo out in a very faint, distant voice. Guardian.
Guardian. You are not my Ikoram. You are something else.
Slumber.
What is it that you would have me do? Why bring me back? Why lend me your power?
Shattered. Shards. Lost.
What was lost in the shattered shards? You.
Spirit.
Do you know where in these shattered shards?
Buried.
Deep.
Ruins.
Will be in the shattered shards shortly. Sometime within this week. Don't suppose you would be more able to speak more plainly the closer I am.
A mark. Revelation.
The mark.
In the snow.
Of course. You said slumber. Were you speaking of Kupalo?
Yes. Weak. Returning. Broken.
And will he be able to speak with me again someday?
Faith.
Of course. The journey I'm about to take is in an attempt to save the life of a companion. She is connected to...
Wicked.
Yes. We believed it to be the defiled. She claims that it is another.
Rotting.
Yes, the rotting one. You know this creature?
Hunted.
It haunts, or it is haunted.
Is.
It is haunted.
Was. Flayed and imprisoned.
And now,
Awake.
can it be disposed of?
Eternal.
Perhaps put back to sleep then?
Imprisoned.
Imprisoned. Very well. Do not suppose that you would share your name with me.
Name.
Yes,
Nameless.
nameless.
Cold.
Cold. Everyone is cold up here?
We all are still cold.
There are others like you.
Friends. Guardian.
How many?
Not enough.
Perhaps, if others can share their power, you can add to your number?
To those willing.
Perhaps someday you might consider me among the willing?
Faith.
It is all I've had. Especially in exile.
Bonded.
In more than one way, it seems.
Halves. Twins.
Indeed, my brother. Seems it's not the first occurrence in history, but a special sort of bond, nonetheless.
Unity.
Do not suppose you would know if he yet lives. He is connected to Kabbalah. I imagine you can sense Kabbalah in some fashion.
Remains. friends.
Good. Good. Appreciate you speaking with me. I was uncertain of your intentions for some time.
Duty.
Duty.
Shared.
You and I.
Indeed.
You will continue to direct me, then I shall continue to perform this duty. It seems to me that you are not what you might have seemed from certain visions I've experienced.
Fractured.
Fractured. The hag that delivered you to me, she spoke of a lady. Was this hag simply an intermediary?
Deliverance.
Deliverance.
Debt owed.
You?
Creature.
Ah,
Creation.
the hag
Power.
owes its power to another.
Yes.
And that is this lady?
Divided.
In what way?
Some bestowed. Some stolen. Some earned.
Understood?
As it says bestowed, it would pulsate in your hand.
Hmm. It seems that this lady is well-intentioned at the very least.
Guiding.
Yes.
Keeper. Spirit.
The guardian in her own right.
Keeper. Memories.
Do not suppose that you have a name for the lady.
Queen.
Queen. Very well. If you should speak to this queen, would you thank her for me?
Gratitude to her vessel. Friend.
Yes. Appreciate the chance to continue my work. The chance to continue whatever path it is to be the blessed in this place. Perhaps it will be different this time.
Rest.
Yes. Thank you. I will pocket the gem.
Yeah, you feel the pulsation and the glow wither away, fading slowly. Pocket the gem.
And then I would gather myself and
Head
return downstairs. See if I could help in any sort of way.
Pop them all in.
Bring them in. Bring them all back.
Everybody.
Return them.
Come on, everybody.
You're just gonna come back confused.
Say DJ's in the back confused.
No, he was gonna come back confused. He stepped outside.
Oh, okay.
He's gone.
I mean, yes, also.
Yeah.
We
He is in
sacrificed
the
him.
back confused. He's getting 2 points on
Dinner
that.
time.
Gotta get those points on the back end.
2 big points.
2 pitons on the back end. Pitons.
Please,
Pitons.
Pitons on the back end.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna say that in a weird, serendipitous manner, Yalamlo starts walking back down the stairs as the two of you are gathering and setting plates and spoons and forks on the table, and Faye, Luna, and Grace disappear back into the kitchen to assist Apollo with ensuring that all the food is created properly. You hear the front door open, and Ether, Felix, and Nesgrim step inside as Yalamlo steps down the stairs. And you are all unified here once more in Growlers.
So it appears that they are fixing a feast for us.
Oh, lovely. That's very kind of them.
Go ahead and hang your cloaks and take a seat.
Sure. Take off my cloak.
Is
Take a
there
seat.
any further assistance we can provide in setting the table?
No, it appears everything's done. They should be starting to serve soon.
I will.
Force lock the door!
Yes.
You just hear a yelling from the kitchen.
Walk over and lock the door.
I'm gonna
Tell her.
sit in the same place that I sat the last time we sat down together at this table.
I'll hang my cloak and sit at one end of the table, the same place that I sat.
Last time I sat, I'm pretty sure next to Nesgrim, and I don't think I should do that this time.
End of the table with you.
Opposite ends of the table.
Yeah, I'll sit on the other side.
Also,
Next to me.
somewhere.
Somewhere far away from her.
I'll sit next to Yalamlo, I guess.
Cool.
So I'm facing Retora then, the other end of the table.
Well, friends, this is probably our last night in safety for a while.
A chance at peace.
As
Let's
much
get-
as Oshuamp can be considered safety.
You just start to hear like spoons and stuff like clattering in the back. Apollo, don't drop the stew!
I guess some things never change.
Stew, yes.
Just kind of. Felix is a big fan of stew.
We've established that he's a big fan of stew. I'm a big fan of shepherd's pie. I'm gonna put stew on my shepherd's pie.
You
It's interesting. I'm more of a sandwich type of man.
isn't
What sort of sandwiches?
Reuben's.
No, minced meat. In a roll. Perhaps with sauce on top.
It's the best kind of sandwich.
Formed into small.
Very good.
You'd have to be an
spheres.
idiot not to like those
see,
sandwiches.
I never thought to do it into spheres. That's
Yes.
quite smart.
That's
Are
even
we
better.
doing cubes?
Yes.
That would be hard to eat.
Cheese?
Only
Oh,
if you're
of
an
course.
idiot.
Well, you've met me, and every time you bite
Is that a confession?
the minced meat into, formed into spheres on a roll, it falls off the other side onto your lap, and then it looks like you had a sauce accident.
Sauce in it.
Nesgrim, have
Couldn't
you
you
considered a
just
plate?
use a plate? Yes.
Perhaps you could cut them in half. Rearrange them before you take a bite.
Why would I form them into full spheres and not half spheres to begin with?
For the aesthetic.
It's pretty hard to cook half spheres.
No, it isn't. You can lay them flat on the bottom.
But
And
then when
then
you
they'll
flip
burn.
them over, yes, they'll burn.
Well, you just don't flip them over.
Well,
Then
then
they
the
won't
top
cook.
side is not cooked, Nesgrim.
You're not much of a cook, are you?
No.
Man doesn't like mincemeat spheres.
That seems like a messy way to eat.
You should have seen what it was like growing up for me.
Did you eat a lot of...
Messy foods, yes.
I was gonna say shredded meat, but I suppose they're one and the same. I like my meat in slabs.
It wasn't shredded to begin with.
Come again?
I like my meat in slabs. Like one solid piece of meat.
Like a peg of meat.
Like
Really backed yourself into a corner.
Like steak?
Yes, like steak, exactly.
Did you eat much steak growing up?
No. But
Why? You could have so easily said yes.
I would imagine he was probably fed a lot of grain and corn. Fatten him up.
Farm to table.
It's
After
true.
all.
What did you eat
I
as
mean,
a child, Nesgrim?
apparently he's not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Did your
Would
mother
seem so.
ever make a favorite meal for you?
Suppose that's
Shepherd's pie.
less concerning than it could be.
I mean, if I was
That's-
going to be purchased by anyone, I think Arthur's a pretty good option.
Would seem so.
Well,
For both of you.
it's a shame he didn't intervene before that happened.
Perhaps
I mean,
it
this
needed
only
to
happened
happen.
Because of me, I'm aware.
not because of you.
Oh,
It would have happened to you if it wasn't me.
true.
Either way, we're in the same situation.
I think it may have been worse if it were me for some reason.
Either way, we're
I'm
taking care
inclined
of
to
it.
agree.
And that's all there is to it.
Correct.
Friends, if
You-
you'll excuse me for just one moment, I'm going to stand up and walk back to the kitchen real quick.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, you walk back, you open the door, you can see that, like, Faye and Luna are standing here looking over Apollo, and he's just, like, holding the gem over this enormous cauldron. And you just see he's squeezing the gem, and just stew is just raining out from it like a
Oh, my
ketchup bottle.
eyes!
Oh, it's gross!
Oh, excuse me, Apollo.
What?
I know that you're busy with the stew. Would you mind also
So hot.
some mashed potatoes, perhaps?
As soon as you say mashed potatoes just start pouring out into the stew.
You didn't even clean the spigot first!
Do we just hear yelling coming from the kitchen?
Everyone's screaming in the kitchen.
The mashed potatoes are in the stew!
What is going on?
I put my hands on my head.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. I'm gonna walk back out.
I'm just gonna look at you as you walk out.
Back to stew.
Just starts pouring stew out again.
I slam the door shut.
Everything all right in there?
Yeah, you just like back to the door.
I need a drink.
What did they do?
Don't worry about it.
Did you
Something about mashed potatoes. That's
take care of what you needed to with Clark?
Indeed.
Glad that you made it back safely.
Wasn't very busy on the streets.
It's good.
First, if you're grabbing a drink, grab me one as well, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, you go over to the other cabinets, and you know that that's where, like, all the casks and bottles of different ales and wines and things like that, like other spirits are kept.
I'll get up and walk over to Vorsta.
I'll grab like 2 bottles of cheapy wine, put those out to the table, and
Do you need
ale.
help?
Ale, please. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need help carrying cups?
No.
All right.
Mm-hmm. He's a good boy.
An ale
Don't
for
take
me.
his job.
An ale for me as well, please.
Anyone else?
I'll have one.
There you go. It's still on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Pour. I
Yeah,
guess
for
there's
the two
lots
of you that
wine
do
glass.
not partake, would you care for something?
Water will be fun for this evening.
Water.
Waters.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nasgrim,
Yes.
I asked them to make some mashed potatoes for you,
Oh, excellent.
so you could make a shepherd's pie out of your stew.
Perfect.
Everyone else, there will be mashed potatoes in the stew.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it will be good.
It'll be
Either way.
delicious.
Just hear the door.
Glare at Nesgrim.
I'm not hungry.
You hear the door just like open, and this like enormous cauldron is just floating out, and you can see that Faye is standing behind it with her arm, kind of gesturing it, like beckoning, very Beauty and the Beast-esque.
Is Apollo like hanging off the back?
Just like at the bottom of it, just holding onto the little ring, just floating in the air. Ah, my stew!
Just tiptoes barely
Yeah,
touching
just
the
like
ground.
brushing along, like tap, tap, tap. Mm-hmm. And she just floats it over the table. I was able to clean the mashed potatoes out. I've never had to do that in my life. You are all wonderful people.
Thank you.
We like you too, Luna.
This is not.
This is Faye. You just hear Luna in the back. Ah! Stop flirting with me!
She's not even
I mean, Faye.
Oh, it's too perfect.
Sorry, I'm very sleepy.
It's fine. Nesgrim,
Thank you so much for
you're very
cleaning this stew.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she holds the one hand and she beckons with her other hand, and you see this ladle just appear and just begin scooping and just sloshing stew in front of all of you.
Just gonna.
As soon as you do it, you realize that like Luna was yelling from the door frame, and she just sees you lean back, open your mouth. They do it! And you just see her just shrug and just pour stew all over your face. Hot stew all over your face. You take 3 fire damage as your mouth and eyes are just sunken. Oh, it's so good!
It's time to party.
I just look over to Faye. Don't forget the mashed potatoes.
Oh, yes. You're right. And you just see Apollo let go of the side of the cauldron and just look at him. My turn! And just squeeze this gem. And just this fountain of mashed potatoes hits you in the side of your jaw. Just spraying, just, oh my god! It's a Nesgrim party.
Indeed.
Nesgrim, I'm not cleaning that.
Don't worry, I can buff the tables.
You try and buff these tables. I threw out 3 a couple days ago.
I did it gingerly.
With a chain shirt.
You will.
Well, that's all I had.
I have a mop and a bucket that you can use. After dinner, perhaps.
Finish eating.
Sure. After dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why do you say it like that, Nesgrim?
Just eat your mashed potatoes.
I'm gonna take your ale away.
Good call.
Apollo just runs over to the side of you as you're just like sitting back, just mashed potatoes and stew dripping all over your face. I heard you like shepherd's pie.
I do.
Do you want shepherd's pie?
Yes, please.
Okay. And he just like holds his hands up towards you. Because again, he's like...
I pick him up.
3 feet tall. You pick him up. A plate?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, my love.
I go, oh,
Some weird.
right, sorry. And I
Real
put Apollo
weird.
back
Yeah,
down
you
again.
turn him over and direct him down towards the plate, and he just squeezes the gem, and you watch a fully delicious shepherd's pie just manifest into your plate.
That's really impressive.
I make food.
Thank you, Apollo.
I did it.
That is amazing.
Yay. Anyone else? Requests?
I'm gonna walk around with Apollo.
Have like a little weight.
Yeah.
I would like
Just like the towel.
The stew is fine for me. And I'm gonna sit and wait for it to cool.
Could I have some bread with it?
Bread? Big basket.
Yeah, the
And
bread's
he
on the
points,
table.
there's a very large basket of bread with like all different kinds of baguettes and like croissants and stuff. Take your pick.
Thank you.
I'll take some
I'll
bread
grab
too.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some bread as well. Croissant.
Out of my pocket.
Yeah. He just claps.
I put Apollo down and go sit back down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Start eating my shepherd's pie.
Yeah, you hear the door for the kitchen close and Luna disappears and Faye just looks down at Apollo. Alright, let's leave them to it. Uh-huh.
Slip some rocks in Nesgrim's stew.
Apollo, that means we're going to leave now. Uh-huh. Walk into the kitchen. Uh-huh. Like right now. Okay. She just picks him up. Have a lovely evening, everyone.
Thank you.
There are some things that we need to attend to ensure that your deliveries will be made with discretion. And if you need anything in the meantime, please just shout. We'll hear you.
Same to you. If you need help, please let us know.
Of course. Enjoy your meal, though, friends. And
Thank
if
you.
there's anything else you would like, we can send him back up. He still has probably about 6 more pounds of food that he could make for the day. But
That's a lot of food.
yes,
Would he be able to make some for us to take with us?
That's not.
sadly, it does not linger. Yes, it sustains you when consumed, but it does disappear if not consumed within the time frames.
Mm.
I would have loved to have been able to provide something for you, but we'll be able to give you a breakfast, hearty in the morning, and send you on your way.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah. And you see that she just kind of nods. takes Apollo out through the kitchen. And it's just the 6 of you sitting here with a delicious, bountiful feast. Fancy feast.
I'm gonna start eating with my hands.
I'm gonna start waiting for it to cool.
I'm gonna dip the bread in the stew and eat the bread.
I'm gonna pick up
Yeah,
my
I'm
bowl
gonna do the same.
and sip my stew. My stew.
Do you not use a spoon, Artura?
I mean, this works too.
Like a big teacup?
Yes.
Okay. It's fair.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna continue shoveling it into my face with my hands and my bread. You should try like this.
Bruce, slow down. You're going to choke.
I think he is he's probably eaten like this his whole life, Nesgrim.
That's concerning.
That's concerning.
Of
That's
all
where
the
your
things-
concern is.
Of all
With the
of
way
the
Boris
things.
eats. You're covered in mashed potato.
Says mashed
Yeah, dude, it's
potato
still
man.
all over your face. And
Your
it,
skin's red, probably.
But it made Apollo happy.
It's not burning your skin, it has almost certainly seeped down into your armor.
It made Apollo laugh. That's really all that mattered.
You're gonna smell so bad tomorrow.
I'll rinse it off in the snow. I'll use the
You are
snow.
going to go outside and stand naked in the snow
Well, not
at
naked.
night
I have some clothes on underneath.
that are covered in stew.
Oh, that's fair.
White bone indeed.
I'll be fine. I'll manage somehow. I'll figure something out.
Okay?
Maybe I'll find a river. But probably not.
It will be cold.
Indeed.
Very cold.
You could help him to a river.
I could help him. I laugh in character. I could help him to a river.
I think at that point my armor would no longer be helpful. It wouldn't matter that it smelled.
Probably not. I could help you.
Although the funeral would be weird.
Yes, a funeral. Those are things that I do.
Would you just leave my bones in the snow, Ether?
No, I would take your bones.
Oh,
They
okay.
would not be buried in the ground as a traditional funeral calls for. You would be turned into something.
What would you turn me into, Ether?
You have a lot of bones.
I do?
Various things. It depends if your actions are good or not. That will determine the nature of the tool.
Okay.
If you're a bad person, maybe I turn you into a shovel.
And if I'm a good person?
Jewelry for someone to enjoy and care for. I utilize all things, but the nature of what I create matters on the person whose bones they came from.
Could you arrange for him to be worn like a coat?
Like a bone coat. Just tie all of his bones together with string.
Just seems like the sort of thing he'd be into.
That does seem... You could be a decoration of some kind for a fancy person with a bone.
If
Okay.
I die, this is what I want you to do. Gather
Don't
my
die.
I don't
bones.
really take requests, but okay.
Don't die.
I'll do my best. I want you
Don't
to
die.
gather my bones and then tie them together with string as if they were formed into a body, like they are in me. And then I want you to go to Arthur's house and harass Wembley.
Sensing some sort of vendetta.
Oh yes, I want him
Coming
to
for
think
you,
he's
old
lost
man.
his mind.
I don't think it'll work like
I
that.
think he would fight your
I
skeleton.
think he would think that Ether had lost his mind.
And hopefully my skeleton would win.
I don't think it would, Nesgrim.
It wouldn't. Don't die.
I'm not gonna die.
Do not die.
I'll do my best to
I
not
swear,
die.
if you die, this
If
is all
I'm-
for nothing.
If I'm killed, it's kind of out of my hands at that point.
Well, that depends.
I'll
The
try
last
and-
one was not.
It's fair. It was my own doing. I do not plan on doing that again.
Okay.
I would like
Forced.
to come back to Oshuamp.
I don't suppose you know if Christian would be able to get in if the door is locked.
I'm sure he would knock.
Probably loudly.
Of course.
Probably hear him.
Fuck!
The old knocking on the door.
You should just hear him walking down the street every step.
Fuck.
But yes, the nature of who the person was in life matters what I make them into. Someone that was particularly a good person, and I pull from my like bag of things since I know that we're going out. Picture this lantern right here. But instead of metal, it's bones tied together, and then in the center is a single, like, finger bone sticking up. I made this from them.
That is
You just have that in your pocket.
quite interesting.
Like one of the bags on his hip.
And I cast light on the single finger bone in the center. Hold it up.
That is terrifying.
Whose bones are those?
Someone that I found out in the cold that was a particularly good person. They were out looking for someone.
Someone worthy of such an honor?
Yes,
Very well.
someone good.
Who was it that they were looking for?
I do not know. I did not get that much information, but from what I got from my ritual, I gathered that they were a good person worthy of crossing. So that is not always the case. There are some people have a noble cause in their actions. Some do not. It varies from person to person, but someone that would venture out in the cold to look for someone they love is a good person in my book.
I suppose so.
I'm gonna stare off, kind of like off to the side after you said that.
Okay.
What shall we do when we get back?
Sleep?
The ritual.
After that.
Sleep?
Sleep, that's probably a good call. Perhaps if we're able to find any extra material, we can sell it. That would be, I think, helpful.
Depending on when we return, we still have an invitation from Lady Hartwood.
A party?
Indeed.
That sounds fun.
Indeed.
That would be a
In one
good
sense
time.
of the word, at least.
Perhaps
Right.
we can buy some books.
Perhaps.
I have things. I assume we will find bones out there. I will have things to create and either add to my museum or sell and keep aside for the next festival.
It's a good idea.
Perhaps Arthur will have further need of us if we're able to bring back some of the things he was looking for.
True. I do wonder... about Lady Hartwood and bringing Arthur to her party. What will happen there?
I would say Arthur is a pretty smart man. If he did not know how to handle himself, I don't imagine he would have requested an audience at that party.
I don't think it's up to us, at least you and I, to decide what Arthur does with himself.
No, I suppose it isn't. But we don't know the relationship he has with his wife. Perhaps they're estranged, and he will not react well to her presence.
He's a pretty level-headed man.
I think so as well, but something
He didn't kill you on sight when you
true,
insulted him 2 times in his incredibly large home.
And he owns you.
but something he does, but something he said today worries me. He said that people can be broken by external sources.
Sure.
I worry that his wife is his external source that could break him.
I think he may have been broken already.
I believe so, but
Not that things can't break more than once, but
He does not hide his scars, as he said.
right.
Also reform the teacup in front of you guys.
Yep.
Either way, it is his decision to make.
Yes.
I would be more concerned about his boy.
I am more concerned about Benjamin. Absolutely. I hope we're able to find enough material for a ritual for him.
I hope so. He is a very nice boy.
He is.
perhaps we can find some sort of shortcut through this ritual. Perhaps mine will be the only stressful one.
Yes, maybe after doing it once, we find a better way of doing it. That's true.
I'm not the only one in this city who needs help.
Possible,
Well-
but if people have been doing this
This
before,
ritual's not been done before.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Possible, I suppose, but a powerful ritual of this nature I'm not sure this is something we should look for shortcuts in. It is certainly things that we do not understand and are out of our control.
I'd like to believe it's possible.
Well, we are also gathering material to make more ailment. So if at the very least we're not able to cure everyone, at least we're able to help treat them.
Do we tell Luna not to use those bloodberries?
Probably not the bloodberries we retrieved, but the
Did
ones
we give them to her?
I don't believe we
I
did.
don't think so.
We should give her the other ingredients, but
Yes,
Okay.
once we have fresh bloodberries, I think we should give her those.
We can give her the other things, regardless.
Well, yes, absolutely.
As for gifting Ethia, that reminds me, and I grab my empty bowl and I fill it up, and I grab my extra tankard that I took from him and hand it to you. For
Oh.
your friend outside.
Oh,
You made a promise.
thank you very much. I'll take it to the door, unlock it, and step outside to my bum friend.
I'm just sitting here, like, off to the side in the alley by the stoop.
A bowl of soup for you, friend.
What?
A bowl of hot stew for you.
Okay.
And an ale, you said, right? And an ale.
He just holds his hands out.
Here you go.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome. You okay?
I'm gonna be. And he just slams the ale. Oh, that's the shit.
Feeling any better?
Oh, yeah, totally. And he just face plants in the bowl of stew. Ugh.
I'm gonna pull his head out of it so he doesn't burn himself.
Ah.
Oh, okay. It's intentional.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
See, like, potatoes and carrots in his beard.
Do you need someone to feed you?
No, I got it. And you just hear a very obnoxiously loud. It's good stuff.
Yeah. You said some strange things earlier.
No.
Yes. You said
Okay.
that several strange things, that we had to go and that they
Yeah.
were watching.
There's guards, man. There's guards everywhere.
Uh-huh. Are there guards here now?
And he just gestures towards the end of the street. Probably.
Okay, but you don't see anything, you haven't seen anything strange.
It's. What do you mean, strange?
How many of us were there in our group when we came in earlier?
Don't remember.
Would another ale help you remember?
Sure, dude. Give me all the ale you want. I'll remember more.
Okay. I'll take the tankard back.
Sure.
Go back inside. Worst if I could trouble you for one more. It's possible this will be nothing, but thank you. Run back outside and hand it to him.
He's just like,
Barry.
He's here. Good man. Give me the ale, dude.
Here you go.
And just reaches out. Nice.
Do I see any
Slams-
like markings on his arm when he reaches his sleeve, pulls back at all?
I mean, yeah, you see like scratch marks and like scars all along his right arm.
Okay, no like tattoos or weird things.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Harry. That's me.
Do you,
Harrying it up out here.
do you remember how many of us there were earlier?
70.
Okay.
2.
Uh,
4.
was it? Do you remember if it was 6 or if it was 7?
3.
Okay.
I don't know, dude. Ale.
Okay.
13.
Okay. Thank you, Barry. I'll take the
Cheese.
things. Okay.
No. No ale.
I don't know if
You
I
said
can...
you wanted me to remember.
You seem to have gotten worse as I've given you ale, Barry.
No, dude, I'm getting there. Just gotta find the right spot. Like 3 more ales.
I don't...
I promise.
I do not think I can do that,
Not
Barry.
either, I promise. It's me, it's Barry. You can trust Barry. 3 more ales, either.
I know very little about you, Barry.
You know you can trust me. I'm Barry. 3 more ales, Ether. I'll get it. So it's just in the back of my mind. Tip of my tongue.
Okay.
3.
I'll take it back inside.
Eh?
Vorst, would you mind helping me carry something outside and possibly taking a look at this person?
What do you need help carrying?
He says that he needs 3 ales in order to remember something. I'm trying to see if he has seen
He's
things.
playing you.
I
I
assume
think you've been
that
had
he
by
is.
a
He's a
drunk.
bum.
He just wants
It's
drink.
Barry. It's Barry.
You should lock the door
Getting all the ale.
and leave him be.
Okay.
Hanging outside the tavern. It's Barry.
Close and lock the
I
door.
think let him sleep that off.
Okay.
I mean, you just hear a Ether. Ether.
Perhaps.
Really, Ether?
3 ales, Ether. You promised.
This is
Did
why
you
you
even tell
don't
him
feed
your
the
name?
strays.
What?
When did you even tell him your name?
Do not remember.
Come on, Ether.
He said his name earlier.
I'm just gonna look at Vorst.
Perhaps we should just give him the ale. He'll fall asleep quicker that way.
This isn't the first time I've had to throw him out.
Wait, you don't have to throw him out. He's already out.
He'll leave us alone.
Ether.
You should scare him off.
That's fine. Go over to the door and crack it open.
Oh, shit. Not forced. Ah.
Get.
He just kind of leans his head. I see you. I know you're in there, Ether. Fucker.
Good night, Barry.
Sorry, forced. Fucker. He gave me ales. Yeah.
And lock the door.
Yeah, you just hear the echoing song of It's Barry, it's Barry, getting all the ale.
I
Go
apologize.
tell the guards about Ether, then they'll buy me ale.
I feel
Yeah,
like
you just hear that echoing in the distance.
I feel like that's a sitcom just waiting.
Really?
It's Barry.
Barry the medieval
Does he
drunk.
talk to other Barry?
I don't know, man. We'll see. He's gone now.
I apologize, Vorst. I thought he might have some information.
It's not a problem. You were trying to do well and keep your word.
He kept mentioning things about seeing people and that we had to go, and I wanted to see if perhaps he saw an additional one of us.
It's probably the alcohol.
Probably. Figured I would try.
It was worth a shot. Go back to the table.
I'll pour myself another bowl and get more bread.
We've been here several days in Oshuamp.
We have?
Well, you've been here longer. Besides the festival, are there positives to this city?
Not really.
Barry.
She's just like
He's
popping
just
through
at
the
the
window.
Barry.
Oh my god.
They're watching.
Are there blinds or curtains?
curtains.
I'll close the curtains.
No.
Yep. Just. No, I'm not gonna get up. I'm just gonna.
Let me in, Ether. Let me in. You just hear his nails on like the glass just scratching.
Vorst?
He'll stop in a minute.
In the future, perhaps we don't give food and ale
Okay.
to the drunk.
Simply thought he might have information.
Yes, unlikely.
I thought I was new to the city. I'm just gonna kind of shrug and be there.
Try to look for the best in people.
He does spend most of his time with the bones.
I don't talk to
Fair.
many people.
I guess Bones never exploit you for alcohol.
Probably not.
You would be surprised.
Do Bones speak to you?
I mean, you have seen me do my ritual, so
Oh.
quite literally, yes.
Well, I don't think they. Yeah.
Where have you been?
What?
Where have you
Do
been?
you know I am Ether?
Who are you?
Yes.
The Bone
This is the
Man?
skin of the first
I
one.
think there's a difference between.
Pull out the rock.
Do the whole shtick again.
There's a difference between bones and a spirit.
Of course. I am simply toying with Nesgrim. It's
Who are you?
Can we drown him in the stew?
We could try.
It would ruin the stew, so no.
Please drown me in stew. That's how I want to go.
He could go hang out with Barry for the night.
No,
You do have that sort of authority, don't you?
Gonna mutter quietly to myself. I'd like to see you try.
Roll that stealth, buddy.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, he has advantage on hearing.
Oh, man! You're gonna talk shit to the dog, man. You're gonna find out.
Please reward me for my hubris. Dear sweet.
Oh my god!
I am rewarded for my hubris!
Did he also nat 20?
Double nat 20s.
Suck it!
Before he even gets the words out of his mouth.
he talked twice.
There's also bonuses are still implemented in this, and his perception is definitively higher than your stealth.
Which is 0.
So yeah.
Before you even utter a syllable, I see your mouth open with that, and I throw food at your face.
just wheel mashed potatoes over at you. Make a dexterity saving throw, you fuck.
Please roll a 1.
It wasn't a 1.
Does any come my way?
It's an 8.
An 8? Yes. Some would come your way.
Can I catch it with my mystic hand and redirect it back to Nesgrim?
Yes.
Right.
So like the first wave of potato gets high, and you're like, oh, and then you just see this second wave stop in the air, and then what the fuck? Oh!
Can I try to catch the second one?
Yeah, make a dex save.
Hell yeah.
With disadvantage because you have mashed potatoes in your eyes.
I'll assist aiming for his mouth.
That's very good.
Alright, with disadvantage still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a 6.
6? Yeah, so I mean, you're like half mouth open because you're shocked by the first wave of mashed potatoes. So like the corner of your mouth is open, you get a lot in that, but like still some gets like up your nose and you're like, a potato shower.
I imagine my food is cooled off by now. I'm gonna start eating.
You're good.
I chew my mashed potatoes.
What the fuck? Why?
Monster.
What do you do? Swallow mashed potatoes whole?
They're crunchy.
What kind of mashed potatoes are you eating?
Do you just like take a spoon of mashed potatoes and just fling it back your throat? Like,
No, but I mean, you could.
why would you want to do that?
I'm just saying.
How long are you chewing these mashed potatoes for?
Way too long.
Uncomfortable amount of time.
Way too
Oh
long.
my god.
Like
It's
a
now
piece of
just-
steak that's all fat.
It's now just soup in my mouth.
Oh.
Just sloshing it between his teeth.
Oh, now I
It's
am.
Barry. It's Barry.
Nesgrim, please eat like a normal person. I'm trying to enjoy my second bowl.
Yes. Manners.
Disgusting. Back to eat it.
Yeah, y'all are still sitting here.
That was fun.
Like I was asking.
Sorry, yes, I got distracted by flying mashed potatoes.
I think that's your fault.
No, Vorst did it.
I realize Vorst did it. I still think it might be your fault.
It was probably his fault.
That's fine. So as you were saying,
Hey, what do you guys want to do when you get back?
Yeah, and there have to be positives to this city. Otherwise, why would people?
I think we've probably found most of them.
I'm gonna gesture around the tavern.
The information that they keep at the center of the city is valuable.
I suppose this is a small corner of the city still that we've.
I don't know that that is information that is acquired in a fashion that is desirable.
Well, shrug.
Coming from someone who's lived outside of the city for most of their life as well, this is a much nicer place to be than the woods.
The positives are the people. Certainly there are those that are bad, but there are clearly those that are good as well.
I just kind of look at everyone. Indeed.
Have you ever found peace here?
I
Quiet.
am at peace with what I do, but I am different than most. Most of my time is spent outside.
Perhaps it's just us. It feels we've been in constant peril since we entered the city.
Some more than others.
Regardless, if what you say about your home is true, then it seems that whatever is up here in the north was spreading. If we are part of this prophecy. Perhaps it is necessary that we be here, that we go through these things, so that others might not have to.
I said I'll fix it. That's why I'm here. Whether by choice or not.
Well, first we'll have to fix you.
That's the goal.
What is something that all of you would do if you made it through the mines? If you had money, all the money you could want? What would you do with it?
I would go south. See the far southern beaches. Not be cold anymore.
Perhaps I'd give Arthur the money he paid for me, and by my, well, I don't want to say my freedom. I'm not really being held captive, but
Not yet.
true. But
Pay your debts.
pay off my debts. Yes.
What else? What
Why?
after that? Wander?
Perhaps. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get that far,
Okay.
and I still may not. But we'll see.
I quite like the autumn. It's pretty short here. I think I was read for about 12 hours, perhaps, before turning white.
Perhaps if we return from the mines, we can start to find out why on the 1st of Elseth it grows so dark.
I would like to find Corin too.
Oh yes, actually finding Horn would be... I fear for him,
I think he deserves peace more than most.
and deserves help
Yes.
if he needs it. If we find him perhaps in a bad way in the woods, I hope not to. Hopefully we find him
I hope we find him
strangling
here,
a hag.
waiting for us when we get back.
Just for
Is that a
fun.
euphemism?
We got back and strangled the head.
Oh god.
I'd like to walk in to Growlers and see him and Maribel sitting at a table.
Would be nice.
Be quite the homecoming.
I think so. If perhaps we have a chance to prepare, it would be nice to give him a feast similar to the one we have here. To thank
Okay.
him for, bringing me back from the dead.
A feast.
A feast.
It's slightly different.
Is this not a feast?
No, slightly different for him.
Oh, yes.
Different tastes and all.
Right. It would have to
A
be
little more rare.
juicier.
I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Big shot pointy teeth.
Do his teeth move
Perhaps.
like that?
I've never watched them.
I want to look at everybody else at the table with concern.
I'm gonna open my mouth and let my tooth get longer. And then put it back.
Oh my god.
What would you do, Felix?
If we made it back from the mines,
Sure, if you had a lot of money, what is something you've wanted to do or you would do?
if I could not visit the great library in the center of the city without risking my own life,
I think you would.
I would have someone purchase books for me, head back home to my father, and with enough money, perhaps he could move back into the city of Ulm.
What about you, Yalimlo?
I have an exile to finish. It's not the sort of thing you can buy your way out of.
Suppose not.
It's a burden I agreed to bear. I suppose, if it's possible, I would see that the orphanage was taken care of more properly. Perhaps not myself, but perhaps more men like Arthur, positioned like him in the city, would what it needs to turn around.
Perhaps you could also hire people to shore up the basement.
Perhaps.
I wonder if I could learn to grow in this tundra. Plants, food, vegetables, fruits.
I'm sure that this place could use someone so inclined towards fixing things. Nurturing.
I would like to find out more about what Arthur plans for me and Ritora. I know he stated the plan was to get us here together, but
Does seem to be in relation to the prophecy.
yes, and he did say breaking the cycle, so perhaps we could break or fix more than just the city.
Perhaps fixing whatever is ailing Ritora will be the beginnings
Perhaps
of breaking
yes.
such a cycle.
I think the beginning is appropriate. The creature this brand ties me to is, from what I can tell, intimidating, to say the least. The very least.
And you are not the first that it has taken or attempted to take.
I am not. I have fared rather well.
All things considered.
Mm-hmm.
I intend to see you out the other side.
As do I.
As do I.
I'd like to see. Perhaps it is optimism. I would like to see this threat vanquished if at all possible.
A good sentiment to have.
One step at a time, I think.
Not
I think
something
so.
money can buy, but
And I think the first step is good night's rest.
a
I agree.
treacherous journey.
And fixed armor.
Yes.
Just waiting for Christian.
I wonder if Christian could also clean my armor, given that it's now covered in soup and mashed potatoes.
I think that you'll have to live with that.
You might
I'll
have
just
to
shake
clean
my
your
head.
own.
Felix, could you wet a piece of paper for me?
I'll grab a pitcher of water
Oh, perfect.
and slap you in the face with it. right where the mashed potato hit.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you started for me. I imagine there's like rags or something on the table.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it and just start wiping off my armor to clean the soup and mashed potatoes off as best I
Boris,
can.
is there a bath here by any chance?
Yeah, there's like a little bathhouse thing.
Is there someone who may be able to clean my clothes?
No.
I think you,
It's Forrest. Forrest does the laundry.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to.
Boris, I hope you know that I'm just messing with you. I do quite enjoy your company.
I almost had him.
Fuck!
It was a it
Fuck!
was a joke. I have to get
Fuck.
the door.
We're coming.
Yeah. You hurry over to the door, open it up, and you see Christian just standing there. Hey, there's the fuckers!
Hello.
Welcome.
How's everybody doing?
Christian?
Better now?
Yeah.
How are
Yeah. Yeah! I'm gonna fucking hit you with a hammer. And he walks in and he closes the door. Oh, you guys already started?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
We have a long journey ahead of us.
Yeah, this dude broke his stuff.
He certainly needs to have his armor fixed.
Yeah.
For
All right,
sure.
Take it off.
Okay, here you are.
Yeah, you just stand and start doffing your armor. Force, can I get like a, I don't know, bottle of something stout?
Ooh.
I'll find something for you.
Would you mind grabbing me something as well?
Nope.
I feel I may have soured our relationship.
I hand it to him. Directly in front of the just
Good morning.
Barry.
Yeah. Yeah, take it off, dude.
Here you are.
Oh yeah.
Just like that. Fuck. I've got a hammer.
So do I.
Oh,
my dwarf. Yeah, you see him just like come over and start to pull your chain shirt and stuff across. That's not that bad. Probably doing a couple of binks.
Please bonk it a bunch.
Rather bonk you, dude. He starts walking towards the door. I'll be back in like 7 days.
What?
Nah, I'm fucking with you, dude. Give me like an hour.
Oh, okay. That's
Honestly, I'm probably just not gonna drop it off. Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'll be back in like 3 hours.
I know where you live.
I don't live.
Christian, before you leave.
Oh, yeah, of course.
With us traveling out, would it be at all possible for me to perhaps purchase a shield from you?
Yeah, I can bring one back, dude. Yeah. That's
It would
fine.
be very much appreciated.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's settle the debt later.
Sounds good.
I fucking hate you. Closes the door.
I know. Why does everyone want to hit you?
Do you not want to hit me?
Not particularly.
Maybe
Why?
it's my fault.
I appreciate you not wanting to hit me, but
Not yet, anyway. We have things to do.
or right now, I suppose. I'm sure you've wanted to hit me before.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I can-
particularly.
I can be off-putting.
Sure, that is a word.
Yeah. I don't know why Christian. I don't think he wants to hit me.
No, I think he does.
He definitely wants to hit you.
But
Edir.
No, he
He did say bonk, yes.
Bink, he said.
Yes, but he said he wanted to bonk you.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, I bonked Retora. I bonked her in the head with my sword.
Hit.
Yes. I do definitely remember describing that as I just give her a little bonk.
Yes, you certainly did.
I feel obligated
You
to
also
call
described-
the guard.
Striking your armor
Should I
as
be concerned?
bonking.
No, probably not.
I guess Christian did want to hit me then.
Yes,
It would seem so.
Oh, and he just took my armor. If he hit me now, I would be
dead.
Well, he didn't hit you after he took it, so...
true.
It'd
I'm
be a
gonna
shame
throw
if
a
somebody
spoon
did.
at Nesgrim.
Yep.
It was another joke, Nesgrim. I'm trying here.
Just like right in the chest.
Roll that
Oh, they
improvised
were for the-
attack.
You go
See
for
if
it
you
for
can hit
that.
that AC.
Yeah, roll that.
You're trying to.
Oh, it didn't go well.
Yeah, but his AC's lower.
Yeah.
Without my armor, it's a 14.
Would that
No,
be
it's
unarmed?
10. What's your 10 plus your dex mod?
So
So
10.
0, so 10. You're proficient in spoon. And it's a dex thing because you're throwing it. It's a finesse.
So
Finesse spoon.
dex mod?
Yeah.
So in 9.
9? Yeah, I mean, you don't catch him in the head. You, like, clank off his nose and you just see Retora
I mean, I'm not
obviously.
trying to do damage or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to have you
Yeah.
roll damage. I mean, you just
Roll a
clearly
D12.
get hit, like, in the nose with a spoon.
Ow!
Roll a d20 for damage.
Why?
Everyone else got to.
Suppose that's fair.
Very
Boris,
fair.
please, would you be so kind as to clean my clothes?
Pay
Throw
him.
another spoon at him.
Right?
Pay him.
Yep, go right ahead. Throw another spoon at him.
I'd like to throw a spoon at
Go
him
ahead,
as
throw a
well.
spoon at him.
11.
Oh, yeah, you get donked.
Natural 20.
You get donked twice. Just donk.
Your spoons can't hurt me!
How many
You
of
can
these
probably roll
spoons
damage
can
on
I
that
pick up
nat
at
20.
once?
Yeah, can I roll damage on that nat 20?
I mean, you can do we'll do. What's your strength mod?
+1.
1. So yeah, you'll do 2. You just. Oh fuck! Actually, ow!
That hit me right on the end!
Yeah,
What?
and you can. I'll say you can pick up. Is there a weight limit on it?
10 pounds.
10 pounds. So I mean, I'll say you just elevate like 12 spoons. Call me Spoon
And
Master.
I'm just gonna missile them at you. And I'm right next to you, so they're just.
Yeah, you just get
Spoon
pelted
Man,
with
is
like a
that
dozen
you?
spoons.
Why is this happening to me?
Everyone
They're
wants
not,
to
hitting,
spoon
they're
you.
not hitting you hard.
Yeah.
They're just do.
Everyone wants to spoon you.
Sometimes it's best to
I'm gonna
not
start picking
talk.
up spoons and just flinging them back.
Luna sticks her head out. Stop it.
Hey!
They started it.
He's throwing spoons.
They started it.
Nesgram!
They started it.
Why
Nesgram!
would we start something?
I don't. You. Never mind. And I just start eating my shepherd's pie with an uncomfortable amount of spoons.
Just like 3 in each hand.
This is actually better. Thanks for all the spoons.
I don't care who started it. I'm finishing it.
Right.
But Vorst, please, would you be so kind as to clean my armor or my clothes?
Oh my god, if you want your clothes cleaned, you know we do magic.
Oh, can you clean my clothes, please?
No.
Damn it! Hey, Vorst.
Oh my god, if it'll shut you up, fine.
Oh.
You watch as she just prestidigitations your clothes clean.
Thank you.
Never again.
Now I won't attract animals past the wall.
That's fine. Oh,
Have you never
I should
cleaned your
have
own
dirtied
clothes?
him.
Usually I don't spill food on them.
Have you never washed them?
I don't think he's ever been
Have you?
good at attracting anything.
Except dirt.
Are you-
He's 50 and never washed
are
his
you-
pants.
Of course I cleaned them, but
I don't see where the problem
bet.
is.
I would clean them in a river. Like a creek, running water of some kind. There doesn't seem to be much of that in Oshuamp. It would have been hard for me to clean my clothes in snow. They would have frozen before they got wet.
I would have pictured you stuffing snow into the inside of your pants.
Is that not how...
What?
Just
I'm just gonna eat my shepherd's pie.
I protect this.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
This.
Apparently, he's supposed to protect you.
I've done a fine job. She hasn't died.
I'm just gonna give him a thumbs up and a smile.
I've died protecting her. Which
Well,
That's
you
not
died
how I
in,
heard
in
it.
the room.
I was fine.
I was forcing the thing that I was afraid was going to attack her to attack me.
I was a bear.
Yes.
I was afraid it would hurt.
You
About
can tell
what
it's getting a
time is
little
it now?
later.
Yeah.
It's around like 8, 9 o'clock. So I mean, I would recommend that you guys get ready to settle in.
I'm gonna grab a large spoon,
Mm-hmm.
get up and just pat Nesgrim on the shoulder.
I dubbed thee Sir Nesgrim.
Spoon.
Are you knighting him, or
No.
are you tapping him from like behind him?
It's
on
like affectionate. Like I would do it with my hand, but I
You're a
know
good
better.
Ah, good idea. That's a good call.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm gonna get up and pat Nesgrim on the shoulder and cast light. You're fine.
I'm glowing.
Good luck sleeping.
My eyes.
I've
falls
seen
off a
seen you do that.
Yes, I can also do, and I'll tap my other shoulder, and I think light is a cantrip for me. I just want to double
Light's a
check.
cantrip.
Yeah, it is.
Perfect. Yeah, bam. Light my other shoulder.
I want to make mine flicker and go out.
I should probably stay up and wait for Christian to deliver my
No,
my
no
armor.
You
Go to
know,
He
bed.
said he's gonna drop it off.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
gonna be here for you in the morning.
Excellent.
Felix I can sit up anyway if we had to, but it
So
will
I
be
think
dropped
I
off.
will turn in myself.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stand up from the table, and before I go up the stairs, I'm gonna speak in divorce mind.
Mhm.
When you have a moment, if you would see me before you turn in for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that.
I'm gonna start cleaning up some of the potato off of the floor and the.
Yeah, you
Spoons
see
and-
Faye and Luna step out as she hears they hear chairs start to
Yeah.
scrape back along, and you see Apollo just run out with like a very large towel, like a towel bigger than him, and he's just running out, just I get to clean now. And Faye and Luna are like, yes, and they just both begin casting prestidigitation and mage handing things away, and Apollo's just scrubbing the floor.
Just one spot.
Yeah, just one spot, like really vigorously. Just, it's gonna be so shiny.
I'll collect all the spoons at least.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just gather some things for them.
And I'll
You guys
just,
begin-
as
Go to
Ratora's picking up spoons, I just sit there defiantly.
I thought you left.
That just looks bad on you. That doesn't.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Good night, Nesgrim.
Good night, friends. I'll see you in the morning, hopefully.
First
Good night.
light.
So I'll
And
say
I'm gonna-
that you guys maintain your cleaning. Nesgrim, you go up to bed. Yalomlo, you head up towards your room.
I'm gonna adjourn to the kitchen.
Yeah, you head into the kitchen. You can see that most of the things inside have already been cleaned. You see that Faye, Apollo, and Luna begin bringing things back in, and they start like cleaning them and then resetting them back into the cabinets that are in here in the kitchen.
Have I seen my owl at all?
Have you seen it in here?
Yeah.
No.
Like
I mean, you can ask them as they're walking back and forth, because again, they're going in and out, in and out.
Yeah, I guess I'll ask Luna as she's going past. Juniper.
Oh yeah, the owl.
Yeah.
Yeah, the owl's great. Kids love it. She's just, the kids are like, wow. It's great. Thanks.
Can she stay here while we...
Yeah, the kids got her.
How many kids are there?
How many?
Yeah.
God, like 30? It's like a school.
She's fine, right?
The owl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. Did I not do that convincingly enough?
I mean, she doesn't...
Ooh. Yes, she does. Did you never ask her how she is? Oh my god.
As long as she's fine. Has she healed?
I don't know how else to explain this.
Gets better every time.
It really does.
Yeah, she's healed. She has feet.
Thank you.
They're orange again.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Healing feet. Do you, like...
What?
I don't get it. You never asked how she's doing?
She doesn't answer
Ooh.
usually.
She doesn't do that for you?
Not often.
Your owl is so personable.
Personable.
She's...
Sorry.
It's like the friendliest, most talkative owl I've ever talked to.
Have you met her before now?
The owl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. She comes right over. She's like the local owl.
Arthur didn't send her, did he?
The owl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was all, ooh.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it.
And you were like, oh my god, let me follow the owl.
Yeah.
Now you're here. So easy to get you here.
Yep. Yeah.
Do we all hear this conversation?
I mean, yeah.
Not me, I'm upstairs.
Yeah.
You just followed a random owl?
I thought we were friends.
But
When
it
you are
doesn't...
friends, it said it liked you.
It doesn't talk?
Yeah, it's an owl.
Like...
Sarah ever goes missing, I
Like,
She followed an owl off somewhere.
how many times do I need to do this for you guys to understand?
It only does the ooh.
I mean,
Have you? I'm not
for
there.
the most part, but it also go like, she's gonna die. And then I'm like, oh, dude, no.
What?
And then it'll be like, whoo. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, that's right, Ritora, you already told me who, I'm sorry.
What?
The owl?
It's said that?
Yeah. You can't speak with animals?
No, I can't.
You never tried to speak with animals? I thought you were a druid like me. We literally are from the same woods. You didn't talk to the trees? Or the animals?
They wouldn't talk back. They
They don't talk to
I
you?
can befriend them. I didn't.
No. It's fine.
I don't have that, John. I don't have that spell. It's not one of them.
I gotta go. She just starts running into the kitchen. She doesn't talk to things!
So apparently I have no
You just
friends.
hear like things start falling in the kitchen, just why doesn't she do that?
So my one friend was sent by Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. That's nice. That's nice.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Why do you think it brought you back a rat? It's like, hey dude, here, like you should look into this, and you're like, ew!
It's fucking disgusting.
a lie. I'm gonna go.
Damn.
I mean, to be fair, I learned
So much.
in the past, 4 hours of my life?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to my life.
Mm-hmm.
I came here thinking I was betrayed by my teacher, who apparently did not betray me, not specifically. Still sold me, but to Arthur, who is not the worst person.
I'm just gonna begin laughing while you explain this.
My life was not actually in any danger. I could... Who were the cloaked figures?
Who were the cloaked figures? You have to do it, Sarah.
I don't have to do anything.
Who were the cloaked figures?
Who were they?
Yeah, no one can answer that.
No.
You don't know.
I'm just talking... at this point...
They're just talking loud.
Yeah.
Just terrified.
I mean, Juniper was the one who originally led me to Delawin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the realization.
So on one hand, I don't have to fear everything anymore. On the other hand, this hand specifically.
Specifically this hand.
On the other hand.
Yeah, it seems you have a handicap.
Oh no.
Hey.
Hey. No idea what you're talking about.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Vorst, you have completed your cleaning. You see the others.
I'm
have
still hanging
complete-
out in the kitchen waiting to hear if everybody's left.
Yeah. I mean, it's still just Ritora and Felix.
Yeah, I guess I was on my way up the stairs and I just kind of stopped and started like having an
Having a
existential-
breakdown on the stairs and then continue your way to your room and just, oh my god.
So it's just me now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of pull out my book, and if everything's already cleaned off the table, just kind of relax and read.
Yeah, you can sit down here and read.
I don't even know if I have to say it, but I'll switch my focus.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. Everybody turning in / going to their individual quarters or reading in the lounge.
I'm also going to update my spells on a long rest.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Before we pop out, just Lawrence and Vorst, if you want to stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
The other 4 of you can. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm assuming once you've completed your cleaning, you would go up to
Yep.
Vorst's room.
I was just waiting for everybody to leave so I could walk upstairs. So I'm gonna walk out of the kitchen. I'm gonna actually grab 2 small glasses and a bottle. Walk upstairs.
Yeah.
And
You hear the knocking at your door.
Come in.
you wanted to speak with me?
Indeed.
Here. Pour.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a small, circular table here in the room.
It's tradition
Pair of chairs.
before venturing.
Very well.
What was it that you wanted to speak with me about?
I thought perhaps you should be present. I have someone I would like to attempt to contact. Also, I fear that we're unable to trust everyone that will be venturing with us.
I share the same fears.
Thought perhaps you were the most trustworthy.
And to you. You and the bone man.
I could use another set of eyes on Felix, at the very least. Obviously, Ritora. The other 2, I think, are trustworthy, but well-meaning as they are, I think that they would defend either of the other 2.
Perhaps a lapse in judgment.
Perhaps.
I see.
Anyways, I'm not certain that this will work, but
I'm gonna pull out the sketch that we found in the basement previously.
You know who this is, yes?
From what I've gathered, I think I understand now who this is. It is Camilla Swiftstride,
Yes.
one of the founders of my tribe, ancestor of mine.
Camilla, if you really are there, can you see me?
I mean, you speak out into the room, openly and plainly, and nothing really happens. Nothing really changes. See, this paper is out on the table between the two of you. Drinks are on the circular table as well. You're sitting here in your two chairs and call out, Camilla, can you hear me? And a moment passes and nothing has really changed.
Not sure if she's around now, but I do understand what you're insinuating here.
Perhaps.
I take the paper and I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Camilla, can you see me?
And you see, standing behind Yalumlo, hands on his shoulders, this tall, muscular, feminine woman, the lower half of a face of a winter wolf skull, and the upper portions flayed skin sewed into the linings of her hair, this very dark brown, almost jet black hair pulled back into a ponytail, and you see her arms are incredibly muscular as she's not wearing a cloak right now, she's just wearing like a ripped, tarnished gray shirt that looks as though it's got claw marks and various ripped portions out of it, and her hands just rest softly on Yalumlo's shoulders.
Spooky black claws.
Spooky black claws. And you just watch as the hands just lightly tense around his collarbones. Not on his neck. And she just looks at you.
Not really in
not like in an imposing way,
yeah,
but like
just
in a like genuinely like I'm right here resting on this man's shoulders. And she just looks in your direction. You can see me?
Yalumlo, do you feel anything different about the room? Maybe.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on her.
The higher one's a 15, because I have
15?
advantage on those.
So you feel these very soft pressings in your collarbone. Very soft. And you feel a light shift in your hair, like a wisp of a breath on your head.
I'm not going to turn to look. Camilla, does seem that you are here.
And you watch as she, because with him sitting, the back of his head is like right underneath, like her chest. And you watch as she just leans backward and down right next to his head at his ear. He can't see me. And she just starts to turn towards him. But you can. I feel him. And she pulls one of her hands off and extends a claw out to you. Can I feel you? And she leans and presses like her chest against your back, Yalumlo, and you feel like this pushing over the height of the back of your chair into the nape of your neck against like the back of your head.
She still has one hand on me.
Feel
I'm
that
still,
as well.
still not going to look, but
Yeah.
I'm going to reach up and touch the hand.
Yeah. So you reach up and you watch
With him
as-
seeing, with me seeing him raising his hand to go and touch, I'm going to try and time it so that
Where
if
you
he
touch
makes
in unison?
contact, I make contact at the same time.
Yeah. She reaches her claw out to you. You take her hand, and you reach and take her hand. And the three of you begin to feel yourselves, fall. And the world around you goes wispy and smoky. and you find yourself in a dark, empty place, standing, holding her claw, which is now a hand, and her hand, which is now a hand, right behind her, and you find yourself almost as you were previously seating, now slumped down onto the ground with your ass on this empty space like a floor, your knees kind of angled upwards, your feet on the ground, and you as well leaning forward now on your knees, holding this woman's outstretched hand. And you see her visibly kneeling behind Yalumlo, holding your hand here on your shoulder, and hers outstretched to you. I can see you.
Now that I'm in a different space, I'll turn to see her.
Yeah, you lean back and you look up at her, and you're like eye height with her defined chest. The strong, obvious collarbones, the muscles in her neck outlined, and you see this looming wolf jaw extending out from the bottom of her chin over your head, and you just look up and she looks down at you.
Does she still have like the bony visage to her face? Does it, from his point of view, would it look like it's like her actual jaw, or it's like a piece of bone on top of her
It would
jaw?
look like it's a piece of bone on top
Like
of
a
her
mask.
jaw, like a mask.
An actual mask. Okay.
Correct. Like, she looks down at you.
It seems that we can see one another.
But you two are not branded.
Correct? But we know your name. Seems you are nearby.
You've always been nearby, haven't you?
I'm always here,
Yes.
but you cannot hear me.
I didn't
Not
need
normally.
Ha. Show me
Victoria.
your nature, child.
I'm sorry for this, friend. And I
It's
take
alright.
off my cloak
Mm-hmm.
and I rest it on my knee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna lean over and go full wolf.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Do you want to describe the appearance that you adorn?
Sure. So as I hunch over, my neck ridge will pop a little bit further out.
Mm-hmm.
So as will my shoulder blades.
Mm-hmm.
And my hands, like the fingers get longer and the claws grow longer. And the snout protrudes out further and my brow ridge becomes more furrowed
Mm-hmm.
with larger teeth showing through. And my eyes are gonna go like full yellow now, as opposed to the honey gold that they were before.
Mm-hmm. And you see Vorst do this, and you see her take her hands and pull away at this mask, and you watch as she begins to lurch and furrow and do the same. And we're gonna end there. Call them back in to say their goodbyes. Hello.
Kiss your asses goodbye.
Hello, child.
It's Barry.
Just a couple of dogs.
Just a couple of berries.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I would have to ask,
Hmm?
do I see Vorst pass through?
Yeah, you see him quickly like grab a glass or a pair of glasses and a bottle of wine and head upstairs. And well, we're just here to say goodbye.
Okay, cool. Well, friends, thank you very much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the session. We'll be back on Friday for episode 2 of The Lost Kings of Edoras, and then Sunday for The Veiled Forests of Vorvigo for episode 8, I think. I think it's 8.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 8. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you all for watching tonight. If you're new here, make sure you follow so you can find us again. Register to vote, because that's important. Do that in real life and in Oshuamp, probably. All
you
the
vote
all the
in
fun
Oshuamp?
things.
I don't
yeah.
think Oshuamp's a democracy.
Vote Schwamp.
Vote Schwamp.
I'm saying yes.
Oh, fair
There's
enough.
things you'll be able to vote on.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye,
Good night,
friends.
everybody.
Good night.
Bye.